Yo ho ho ho. Sure, worthless like every patch. Oh man. Is that how we're feeling? What's going on, man? All right, we're just about ready. Ready to play the game. We in the cut. What up, Jake? What up, Carter? What's going on, man? What's going on? All right, I was just going around like a maniac sharing it everywhere. Yo, we only got one like, dude. Gotta wake up. What up, Steven? Oh, I know what I was gonna do. I was gonna post it in the community post. That's what I was gonna do. I was like, what was I gonna do? All right, I got everything posted everywhere, guys. We are locked and loaded. What up, leader? How was AEW Dynamite? Did you guys watch AEW Dynamite? I saw that they're saying Brian Danielson is gonna retire. His career's on the line versus Swerve Strickland. It was ass. Show was boring overall. Nah, what happened? What up, Marco Mania? What's going on with Dynamite? Update me, guys. What went down? I didn't see Dynamite tonight. I just saw they put a promo for Brian Danielson, which I will be checking out. I do want to check it out. Hey, look at Carter's back in WWE. Carter, let's get you in here, man. Where you at? Let's add Carter in the cut. What up, Omar? So you guys are not gonna give me a rundown of AEW? Damn, I thought you guys were gonna catch me up. I think Carter fell asleep already, dude. Did he really fall asleep already? We just started right now. Is Roman Reigns gonna be on SmackDown? Two titles were on the line. Mercedes retained her title against Sheeta, who didn't earn a shot, and the Bucks beat the Acclaimed via DQ due to FTR. Oh, FTR is back. I thought FTR was injured. Bro, taking a Carducci? How much is 2K24? Full price if it's not on sale. If it's on sale, you'll probably be able to get it for like 30 bucks. They've been back for weeks. My bad, my bad. I've been off guard. I'm kind of lost. Are you going to join after, Carter?
That's a good point, Byron. No matter the challenge, Dragunov always has the same hard-headed mentality.
Oh, man. I feel like this dude is slow. You believe in Joe Hendry. What up, Omar?
Good Lord, talk about getting drilled.
I know. I thought Ace was going to join, honestly. You miss Trout? Trout don't miss us. Half of what was on the show just thrown together for the purpose of being thrown together with no logical reasoning. Also, another Wednesday night, huh?
He kicks out instantly. Not a very effective pin attempt. Strong counters from Strowman. Big time hammer fist. A little insult to your injury. And perhaps that size disadvantage coming into play there as Dragunov is put on the defensive. Yeah, Strowman's aggression clearly cannot be contained.
Well, I still want to watch All In. I feel like All In is shaping up to be pretty good. Wouldn't you agree? It was a nothing burger. Where's Ace, man? Somebody call out to Ace. We got to scream out for Ace to join up.
A defensive elbow to the gut ends that. He's on his heels a bit now. For all things considered, Cole, it's not a bad condition to be.
We got to get Ace in here.
And Dragunov finds himself on the defensive. Yeah, it's impressive.
What up, Brian? I saw you're playing Star Wars, bud.
Obviously focused on getting this match won. And he retaliates on
He's going to come in and say it was the best AEW show. I noticed that he says that just to argue, though.
This is pretty cool.
I noticed that he just comes in here to argue, oftentimes. The build to All In has been lackluster in my opinion. Started off strong, but unfortunately has fallen off last few weeks. I feel like they haven't really been building towards it a whole lot. We gotta say Hologram sucks and he'll join. We gotta get Ace in here, man. He's the rival. Yo, so who was the one that came in here saying that dude DX, the Caw creator, that he had passed away? Who was one of the few people that came in here? I think it was yesterday. I wanted to talk about that. Some people in the community were talking about it. What up, Dallas? How's it going? You guys know who I'm talking about or not?
Some superstars doing what they do best. Here are the highlights. Here is your winner.
Is online better? I haven't played it enough to know for sure, but I highly doubt it. I'm waiting for Carter to join to tell me. I'm trying to get Carter in here. It's not better? Carter, man, you got to give me some more details. Hurry up. What the hell? From what you played? Has anyone else tried online?
Victory can be achieved by pinfall, submission, or escape. And the unforgiving cage can tear you to shreds in the process. That's why I say do unto others before they do unto you.
Hold on, let me I gotta fix my presentation. Because I had shot some videos in the afternoon and I had messed up my presentation, and I gotta see the reversals and you know, just a regular presentation. So ramp camera on, I like that. Let me just put default. I'll just put default real quick. Put this on hard. Ramp camera on, and then I'll take off camera cuts and camera shakes. All right, there. Let's get back to it. Little Carducci, man. So Carter plays a lot online. Stop it. Get some help. What up, Delron? How's it going? Thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by. The game hasn't crashed for me, Jason. Where is it crashing for you? Are you talking about like with community creations or like the creation suite in general? Is that where it's crashing for you? You returned the game before. But what do you mean? Where's it crashing though? Like where do you see the crash? Oh yeah, in the creation suite, yeah, that's where it messes up. That's where it messes up for sure. All right, we got the settings locked in. Let's see what we can put together against Braun Breaker here. NXT, NXT.
No remorse when it literally takes chunks of flesh out of you. Oh, man, nearly targeting the shoulder. And here we go. He's headed up.
Look at Braun Breaker already going for the escape.
To the very peak of the steel cage. Uh-oh. Things are about to get worse. The turnbuckle hurt. Unceremoniously set right back down to the canvas. Yeah,
you can't do anything, and when you try to delete images, it was crashing too. What console are you on? I feel like that plays a big role. Battle of the Bronze. Yup.
I'm in favor of whatever leads to a quick win without taking too much damage. If that means escaping, then I call it working smarter, not harder. Sorry, WWE Universe.
He has 5. That's crazy.
And now there's an opening.
Love the shirt. Wow, Marco, you finally noticed it, man. I've worn this a million times. Wake up. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, bro. I know that the crashes happen more often on PS4 and Xbox One, so I'm a little surprised that it's happening to you on PS5. It's happened on my PC when I've downloaded or have tried customizing certain characters, but I really don't know what the trigger is, essentially. I know earlier on Discord, Carter was telling me he was going to see if the online had gotten, you know, not fixed, because they're not really going to fix it with one little patch. But I thought that they would, you know, tweak it a little bit. Some of your friends have the same issue, so what's causing it, you think?
Yo, can you?
Yo, I hear you now.
Oh, what's that?
What's up, fool? I saw that you were playing Star Wars, so I didn't want to hit you up if you were in, like, the middle of the story, but since you came to the stream, oh, look who it is. It's Ace. It's Ace. But yeah, I was like, if he comes into the stream, I know you're gonna see that I was live if you were on.
Wow, what were we talking? AEW?
No, the Ace just came in right now, and I was waiting for you, Ace, because I think you were the one that asked me yesterday about DX, right? So listen to this, Brian. Apparently, some dude, I had never heard of him. But, you know, these people that love downloading created characters on WWE did know about him. And yeah, apparently...
Like
huh? No, not
like
status, not him. No, yeah, but someone lesser known. But, yeah. You saw what Assemble said about him? What did Assemble say? So, this dude, that his name is like DX something. He's been a creator for years, and people have known him, apparently. Tweeted out off of his Twitter account, acting like it was his cousin. Like, supposedly, this is what the first tweet said. Guys, I'm, you know, such and such, DX's cousin. I just wanted to come on here to let you know that, you know, he died by suicide, basically. Like, that he basically passed away.
Oh, what the fuck?
So the community...
And whose stream? Your stream?
No, on Twitter. On Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter.
So, within the last, I would say, 24 hours or so, you know, I had several people come into the stream, maybe like 2 or 3, ask me, hey, Lex, did you hear what happened to DX? Did you hear what happened? You know, rest in peace. And I was like, oh, yeah, rest in peace. I didn't really know him, but damn, you know, that's crazy. So, come to find out today, from a different account, the dude that's DX, that calls himself DX, tweeted out and said, hey guys, my social media was hacked. I found out what happened yesterday. I was with family or whatever. I'm just now getting my account back. I'm not, like, basically announcing that he's not dead.
Oh, shit.
And then someone else, like someone, oh my God, I'm going to lose this. Someone that's in between all of this came out and put him out on blast, showing that he lied about the death himself, saying that he was doing it to be a heel.
What?
Yeah, like he was doing it like out of character.
Yeah.
And that he just wanted to like play a character and that he doesn't want to create cause anymore. And the guy's like, dude, why didn't you just say that you were retiring then? Like, why you know, play around like this. And now, like, the whole community is, like, coming after him for being, you know, so, like, shady and dirty about it. What up, DeMarcus? How's it going? So, crazy-ass reveal, man. And I was reading through the comments, and I'm just like, bro, who does that shit? Like, you got to be wanting some serious attention for that. Like, that's all it is, right? Desperate for attention.
Hey, bro, just mental issues.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, bro, that we live in a digital era, right? And I feel like people put a little too much stock into the online space without realizing that it's like a digital front. It's not real life. Like, it's not like, yeah, we have human interaction, but like, exactly, leader, like the clout and the, I don't know, like the attention seeking is just crazy on social media, right? Everybody does something stupid to get attention, whether it's a prank or I don't know. But this is, I feel like playing around like this is just taking it too far.
Yeah, dog. I just think it's more mental issues than anything, bro.
It has to
But
be, right?
yeah, dog. Look at that streamer, also a little Indian
Boogie?
boy.
Oh, Indian. Oh, no, I don't know who that
Yeah,
is.
he like every other month, well, he like fake cancer or some shit.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about hold on. The dude that was streaming for Aiden Ross on Kick.
Yeah, yeah,
Neon.
yeah. He
Yeah, he's
fake
so
launched like 3
infamous.
times, and has come back. I don't know.
What? He did it too?
Yeah, no, like this is before Aiden, like before he even got famous, you know?
Oh, so like when he was just trying to blow up.
Yeah, when he was trying to blow up, he was trying to do that to blow up, and like it
Get
kind
it?
of worked because he kept getting like little 15 minutes of fame, but then they'll forget him again.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. That's
But
ridiculous.
all those have problems, dog.
It's because he wanted to be a wrestler on the indies or some shit. He wanted to play into whatever gimmick he was gonna have. It's some of the wildest shit I've ever read since the stuff that happened with Rollins and that fan. But if you saw the messages before he said what he said, he was getting tired of doing cause and felt depressed, even though the whole cause community was in support of him. I feel like there's just no justification. There's really no excuse, bro. There isn't. What up, Chris? How's it going, man? I think that wrestling outside in real life, characters or not, it's just, you know, it's just flat out wrong. I don't think that it's gonna ultimately make any sense. You know, Brian, you've heard of Boogie, right?
Yeah,
The
I heard of Boogie.
big dude.
Yeah.
So, within the last month or so, I had also seen a clip of him getting exposed for faking he had cancer. And you know, people started coming at him hard because he's been on a massive decline for years. And they're like saying that he has like this syndrome of like trying to be the center of attention in his own world and trying to like get the sympathy card from everyone. And, you know, and now you're saying Neon had done it too. So like Neon, Boogie, this guy. It's just, it's scary to think that when you lose yourself to the social media crisis to trying to like I guess gain some sympathy from viewers, you can really do some shady stuff to get there. And I don't know, man. Am I too righteous to think that you know, there's better ways to go about it than doing some crazy shit like that? I mean, or is that just like where we're at now in society?
Oh, dog. You're not too righteous. It's common sense. It's just you're just in a field where um dog people are psycho. It's kind of like what's it called? It's kind of like fighters, bro. Like fighters or like celebrities, where it's like like yin and yang.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
the greater you are at something, the like you swing the other way and shit. Like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
like
yeah. I get what you're trying to say.
how crazy you are or how whatever. So you're
Yeah,
just
and
like in
you're forcing trying to be eccentric and like likable and like you know
yeah. So
just
you're just in a space where like people they're not normal, dog.
I'm I'm slowly starting to realize that we're just headed down a very dark path with all of this, and I think we've been going down that path for a while. I mean, remember when pranks, like, remember those prank videos that we used to see, like, growing up, like, when YouTube was in its early days and it was, like, very, like, humble and naive and innocent? Those days are long gone. Like, the pranks now are, like, instigating bad behavior and just saying, oh, it's a prank, dude, it's a prank. It's a joke, man, relax. You know, and I'm like, at what point do you realize that you're just taking it too far? Faking your death for clicks and clout is a despicable thing. Yeah, I'm playing a heel. Calling yourself a heel as a wrestling content creator is stupid. Exactly. Good examples of idiots. I mean, dude, like, I'm not going to name any names except for the people we're obviously covering here in this current situation. But, whose my house is dirty? I don't know what that is. I mentioned Assemble because at the end of his recent video, he mentioned DX, and you can see that he was going to cry. So seeing what ended up crying, you got people out there feeling for the dude. Well, especially with what was tweeted, right? The initial tweet stated that he had pretty much passed by taking his own life, and that's something that in this day and age, a lot more people are, you know, feeling, you know, that darkness, if you will. So there's a lot of people out there that are struggling mentally, and you don't know who they are. And one day you wake up and read that, you know, they did what they did, and you're like, oh my God, what was that person going through? So you never play around like that because, again, it's just not a good look. It's just not fun. The ones who do the jackass pranks and pushing people's carts at the stores
Uh,
like Walmart and Lowe's. Oh
how
my God.
famous was he? I mean, you didn't even know him.
I didn't know him, but I'm also not an avid downloader like that. Like, yeah, what's the status got so popular because he did mods and this other dude Joe Mashups and you know some of those guys and Mr. Phoenix. Those guys that I heard of are just because you know they've been recommended to me over and over by the community. But I don't really download created characters like that. But apparently he was someone that people did go to him for downloads. Like he was part of the creation community. So I don't think it was really a social media stunt. I just think he was probably testing the waters to see if people gave a shit about him. You know, it's one of those like narcissistic things to do. See how many people care about you. So Ace, did you watch AEW? I was hoping that you joined the stream because Jake was in here, Leader was in here, and you know a few others were in here saying that AEW was garbanzos. What up, Kiwi? How's it going? Just here trying to do some towers. You're are you far into the game already, Brian? Into Jedi Survivor?
Now what?
Are you far into the game?
I don't know. How do I look that up?
Oh, I don't know. I thought that was like a tracker or something. Like maybe if
I
you
have
look
a
up
lot
on Google
of
the chapter.
I have a lot of hours in.
You've been doing side missions?
Not really.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
can tell you, I like it better than the first one. Though.
Yeah, you had told me last time. Does that still stand?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the story is a little bit better too.
That's good to hear. I'm gonna love it then.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a tracker on Journey.
They used the same song from the Deadpool end credits from Green Day. Are you kidding me? They are really lacking creativity, huh? Yeah, because they're trying to do the sob story for Bryan Danielson. That's crazy that they don't have a real legitimate story between Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. So they're leaning into the fact that this is his last All In, or like this is his last run as a full timer, and that his career's on the line. I kind of got the feeling he's gonna win. Maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. What's wrong with using rock music? No one ever said there was anything wrong. I just said that that's crazy that they ripped it from the Deadpool movie that just used it like, what, 2-3 weeks ago?
The Green Day song?
Yeah, you know, at the end of the Deadpool movie, they used the Green Day song to play the
Oh yeah, the
behind
Fox.
the scenes. Yeah. Apparently AEW used it on a Bryan Danielson promo trying to like promote his career. It's like you watch the Deadpool movie, you're like, oh, I want to use that song. I guess, man, they have the money to do it, so why not? Still waiting on AEW to use a song from Linkin Park. You know how much that's gonna cost? What is it, like Transformers?
The Transformer Linkin Park.
What I've done, Autobots. You know that they're coming out with a Transformers animated movie coming out next month. That shit looks good as hell.
And people are excited for that shit. Like the old school Transformer people.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna be.
They're sick of the humans in the movies.
Yeah, they're going back to the OG storyline, bro, and they got the OG artwork and everything. It looks beautiful. I just hope that that the soundtrack that they composed for the movie is good, man, because you know that was one of the reasons that why like the Ninja Turtles movie didn't really hit with me. Like I know that they did like, you know, hip hop and all that, but I just didn't really like. I didn't really feel like I was locked in with it. I don't know, and the animations were a little too much for me. Like when they said that I was gonna be like Into the Spider-Verse, I thought it was gonna be like that comic book vibe, and Into the Spider-Verse, like the sound, that's like one of the best animated soundtracks I've ever freaking heard. Soundtrack is big for movies. Oh, no doubt about it. But, you know, specifically like the Ninja Turtles one, I just didn't. The decisions they picked for when and where they played certain songs, I mean, it just didn't really work with me. Like, I was actually talking about it with Brian when we reviewed the Deadpool movie. You know, I'm not a big fan of playing like the songs that they play during like the fight scenes and sequences, but it works with Deadpool because it plays a part into like the character and the awareness of everything, and you know they actually pick songs that matter with the ultimate storyline that they're trying to tell. The last Transformers had that was for the end credits. So the next live action movie for Transformers will feature the G.I. Joes. Superman 2025 is wrapped. They got a top Man of Steel theme. That's the only thing they got to beat. What? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever read. That's not the only thing they got to beat. And Hans Zimmer did Man of Steel, bro. They're not getting Hans Zimmer to do the new Superman movie. And the new Superman movie is going more for like a classic vibe. Where Man of Steel was like more modern, and again, like the level of composing for Hans Zimmer is astronomical. I don't think they're gonna reach that Hans Zimmer status. It's not that I don't have hopes for it. Look at the Batman movie. The Batman movie had great composing. I didn't like that either. It's funny, but I didn't like the intro. See, but I like the intro just because, like, the way that it ties to the character for the Deadpool movie. You know, that's what I enjoy. When it's like a perfect synchronization. When I was watching the Ninja Turtles animated movie, I felt like when they played a song, it kind of took me out of the moment. Yeah, I love the scene that General Zod. I know what theme you're talking about. I actually have the Man of Steel soundtrack. I bought it, and I was gonna buy the Deadpool and Wolverine soundtrack, but there's like 3 or 4 songs that I loved in the movie that are not there. 2 of them are the mashup that they did for the Madonna song "Like a Prayer." They did 2 different versions of that. They didn't put it in the soundtrack, and they didn't do the Bring 'Em Out T.I. mashup mix either, and they didn't do the cave theme that they had played when Blade had came out. So when I saw that they were missing, my favorite tracks from the movie, I'm like, come on, I wanted to buy it as a collector, but in reality, I'm like, they didn't even put the song that I wanted in here. Yeah, Interstellar's another one, and that's Hans Zimmer. AEW was awesome tonight on TV. Damn, Jason, you're the first person that came in here saying that. Everyone else has been bashing it. Man of Steel is a good movie. If it wasn't Superman, I enjoyed the film. Not as a universe starter, though. It wasn't supposed to be a universe starter. It was a Superman, Man of Steel starter. And then they took it into the direction of the reason for Batman having that beef with him. But, I mean, that's your fault and whoever else that watched it with that idea. That movie was for Superman's universe and to set the tone. Warner Brothers wanted to compete with the MCU, but Zack Snyder's vision was very clear cut. He was trying to do injustice. Dude, the problem that Zack Snyder faced mostly in production was the studio trying to get involved and forcing him to do a certain style and cut because they were desperate to compete against the MCU, which I find hilarious because all of the Zack Snyder movies made a ton of money. And, at the end of the day, a lot of fans wanted to see what it ended up being. Studio rushed it. Bro. All the superhero movies are rushed. They're filming Fantastic Four right now, and it's coming out next year. All the movies that get made, especially like those, they're tied to deadlines. Wonder Woman 2 didn't make a lot of money. Well, yeah, that was during the pandemic, and not only did it go straight to stream, that was already when they were going away from the Zack Snyder stuff. Yeah, Superman comes out next year, and they just started and finished filming it. You mean to tell me that in just a couple months they filmed the movie, and in less than 12 months they're going to edit it and promote it? That's insane. That's really insane. That's because they got a quota to hit, and they got a game plan. How was Batman vs. Superman a failure? I paused and I looked it up just to talk with actual stats. 2 biggest characters in your universe didn't make $1 billion, so now we're gonna measure. The fact that it missed $1 billion by 100 million. 127, I think it was, or 130 million. Let's round it up. So because it missed $1 billion, that's a statistic you're going to go by. Come on, bro. Is that where we're at? That's the measuring stick? You know, that's not what made it a failure or lack of success. All of the movies, Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, Man of Steel, the Justice League, all those movies, you could say that they were critically panned, fan reception wasn't hot. You could say whatever you want, but when it comes to finances, if you're going to measure the movie financially, they were all successful. They all made its money back and profited. But since when do we really measure a film based on how much it made? When it comes down to the nitty-gritty. Dude, it doesn't matter. You're not answering my question. Now you're saying Batman and Superman are bigger than Deadpool, Wolverine. Yes, especially, you know, many years ago in other generations. In this generation right now, the biggest characters could be Deadpool and Wolverine if promoted and executed correctly. And they showed it. The movie's gonna make about $1.5 billion. But what you're not realizing is that the Marvel Cinematic Universe also just joined forces, bringing in all these new characters, and there's 20-something movies that are a part of this timeline that they're working with, and that's what got everybody hyped and talking. The cameos and the crossover event, which is what it was. So it's not like Deadpool and Wolverine was built on, oh, yeah, it was 100% going to make $1 billion. No, that's not the case. And I could give you the stats for the other Deadpool movies. They were all insanely successful because they were low-budget films or lower-budgeted films, you know, that almost got to the 700-800 million marker. I think they were like $600-700 million. So if you want to talk about money, right? How about talk about Venom? Because you want to measure the movies by money. Venom. That franchise, between those two movies, it's crossed billions of dollars. So you're going to tell me that Venom is a great movie? This update is still can't do exhibition matches, even showcase. What? Dude, have you seen what you might have done to cause that? Because I've done plenty of exhibition matches and I haven't had any issues, man. Venom isn't Superman as a character. My point exactly, my friend. Of course, no. I don't think you get what I'm saying. I understand what you're talking about, but your logic is not going to hold up. Yes, bro, you're talking that in theory, as popular, as old, and as famous as Batman and Superman are, Batman vs. Superman should have been a $2 billion movie. Batman vs. Superman was also 4 hours, damn near 4 hours long. It was like 3 hours. The director's cut was 3 hours and a half. It was a 3-hour movie. They didn't have all the different, you know, film styles to watch it now. Like they have, like, you know, all these premium versions of the movie making extra cash flow. And it also wasn't the biggest movie of that year, I believe, either. Timing is everything. Deadpool and Wolverine came out at just the most pristine time for it to have come out. Let's just say, for instance, I know it's a different universe if this new Superman does good. But the last Superman did good. What are you talking about, dude? You still haven't said anything that's been concrete. And they do a Robert Pattinson versus Superman 2025. Bro, Robert Pattinson has his own universe. It's called the Matt Reeves universe. They're not even ever going to meet. Sorry to disappoint you. It did good with the general public? What are you talking about, bro? So you're going to move the field goal post every time now. What games do you play besides 2K24? Also, any calls you recommend? I have a few AEW guys, but I went back and fixed their movesets. I play every game, bro. Now, how much I play them, that's a different story, but I mean, I play a lot of games, and I, play on the LexxExpress Plus channel. If you're not following that channel, follow it, because I play a bunch of different shit there. Well, I guess I have to be specific. No, I haven't played Helldivers, but I play a lot of games. What up, Mason? And if you want to talk about success, look at the Batman movie that Matt Reeves did. What up, Cody? I'm saying with Batman being already established, unlike Batman versus Superman, dude, it's not going to happen. They're casting a whole nother Batman to do it. They're doing Batman the Brave and the Bold. I see you can play. Which system are you playing? I'm playing on the Xbox Series X right now. You have 2K23. Nice. You still play it? Are we still cool? I don't know. When did I ever say we weren't, Mason? You have a PS5? Nice. Me too. I know. I'm saying the money it could make because people already like his movie. Dude, why are you so worried about the money? Sosa, you're really going to measure what are we talking about? That's what keeps the universe going? That's not true. All the movies that Zack Snyder did made a ton of money. Snyder got canceled because of the way that he did his movies, how long they were, and the critics didn't like it. And they had issues with Ben Affleck dropping out and not working the script. And they had, bro, there was a hot mess behind the scenes at Warner Brothers. The Warner Brothers executive didn't back up Zack Snyder all the way. Since... Dude, they made money, sure, but not as much money as they projected. Are you serious right now? His movies got re-released, repackaged, rebranded, all the merch and everything that they did. Yeah, Justice League was a flop, but what about the Snyder Cut that was petitioned by everyone? And it came out of Max. We're not talking, but dude, I'm not debating you about Justice League. I'm talking about the whole universe, and the Justice League movie was a recut from Joss Whedon. What are you talking about? Of course I'm not debating with you because your logic sounds ridiculous. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about. You still haven't even answered my question. You just said that the whole reason you're stressing the money is because that's what keeps the universe going. Well, that's not the case with Zack Snyder, right? Because they still canned him. They still wanted him out. Dude, his daughter died by suicide, and the studio brought in Joss Whedon to re-edit his movie and change the direction that Zack Snyder had for the movie. And then the fans saw that he had a cut, and they demanded for the cut to get released and forced the hand of WB, and WB said, this is the last time we're working with Zack Snyder. But how are you going to say that the movie didn't make $1 billion? It didn't even come out at the box office, Jack. That shit went straight to streaming and straight to Blu-ray. It was for the fans that demanded it. People still talk about the Snyder Cut for the Justice League movie as one of the greatest superhero movies. Read it online from everyone that loved it. The people that didn't like it, didn't like it. He has a unique sense of style, and if you like it, you're going to love his movies, and if you don't, you're not. You watch both versions, but that's not what we're talking about, are we? What's going on, Tyler?
Here is your winner, Braun Strowman. Take a look at the winner of this fatal four-way match.
I haven't seen the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Mason, I've seen the Deadpool Wolverine a lot of times. You're playing on PS5? Nice. Didn't Justice League 2017 get a bad rep for how the actors are treated during the reshoots? Again, lack of awareness. That was under Joss Whedon. Everybody came at Joss Whedon and the Warner Brothers, this dude, I forgot his name now. I believe he's Asian, something Hamada or something like that. The guy that was running the whole DC operation. I'm talking about how successful the movie should be. You're talking about the quality of the movies? Holy shit, dude. What determines how successful the movie is? Money and crowd reception, right? Oh, so you're not talking about how good or bad the movies are. Dude, all the movies under Zack Snyder have been successful. That's the part that you're not fitting in your head. You're acting like they were financial disasters. Do you not? Walter Hamada, I think is the guy's name. That guy wanted to cut ties with Zack Snyder. They didn't want to go all in on Zack. Bro, I read a lot and I read a lot of this shit, bro. When it comes to this, you can call me a loser even if you want. I read a lot about all of this crap that went on with Warner Brothers. They wanted Zack Snyder out. It wasn't about money. I just hope you understand that. That's why I'm trying to get you to you know, to give me more than just what you're saying, because you keep bringing up the money, and it wasn't because of the money. Yo, Brian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did Zack Snyder get fired because of the money, bro?
Oh, nah.
I mean, come on. Successful because of the character names?
Critics, critic review and shit like that.
And because Warner Brothers wanted to go in a whole different direction and they didn't buy into his universe that he was doing, the dark universe that he was trying to do with the Injustice stuff.
Mm.
Successful because of the character names. Dude, you're saying that in the same sentence that you mentioned the movies not being successful. Now they're successful because of the character names, but they're not successful because it could have been more successful. We're talking about money, aren't we? The movies, all of them, Aquaman, all of them, except the ones that came out within the last 12 months. All of the movies, when Zack Snyder was part of Warner Brothers, were all successful. They were all profitable. When Zack Snyder's daughter died, he stepped away from production, and they didn't want to stop for Zack Snyder. They saw the cut that Zack Snyder had done for his movie, and they brought in Joss Whedon to do reshoots and to cut his film. The movie that you saw in theaters called The Justice League, which was directed by Joss Whedon and credited to Zack Snyder, wasn't Zack Snyder's cut, wasn't Zack Snyder's vision, wasn't even Zack Snyder's composer. It wasn't even edited by Zack Snyder. The movie that you saw in theaters was completely Warner Brothers filtered. So again, bro, get your facts straight. It's not money, because if it was, then Zack Snyder would still be controlling the properties for Warner Brothers. Nobody knew that in the moment, though. Of course we did. You didn't know that because you didn't read it, dude. He stepped out of behind the scenes. That had happened. No. I'm not. I'm talking about the fact that while filming was wrapping up and they finished the movie, his daughter died. That was breaking news all over the internet. That was all over the internet. Him stepping away and then bringing in Joss Whedon for reshoots was well known and well documented. What we did not know was that the actors were mistreated, mishandled after the fact. What we did not know is that Warner Brothers didn't want the movie to be the way Zack Snyder meant it to be. That's what we didn't know. But we knew that Joss Whedon came in and, bro, even the color grading of the movie is different. Not the black and white stuff, but the color grading for Joss Whedon's movie is completely different from the tone of what they were going for. Even the forced in jokes, the comedy, everything that was written, that was added to it. They changed it all up. It was a mess. And it was Warner Brothers managing team that fucked up. Yeah, I'm playing WWE 2K 24. They only did that because of 2012. They only brought in Joss Whedon because of Avengers 2012. They did what they did to his movie because they were trying to get him out. It wasn't about money, dude. I'm well informed about this. Right now I'm playing some My Faction stuff, man.
I know this.
Yeah, like, dude, I read up a lot about this shit because I love Zack Snyder, and I get that people, not everyone agrees with his vision and his tone. I like it. Personally, I like it, but I get it. It's not for everyone. But to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, the one movie that you could tell me straight up that was, oh, you know, let me tell you something funny. A movie that made a ton of money, Suicide Squad, David Ayer already came forward and said that Warner Brothers also butchered his film and that David Ayer has his own cut of the film that Warner Brothers never released. We almost there. Why were they trying to get him out? Because they had creative differences. Do you not, bro? So when they brought in Zack Snyder to do Man of Steel and to set up the DC universe like the MCU, DC went all in on Zack Snyder in terms of, you know, letting him build the foundation for the DC universe. Within all those years, there was a rift between them, creative differences between them and the studio heads, which were the owners at AT&T. Those were the people that were running Warner Brothers. They hired Walter Hamada, I think is his name. I keep butchering it. I'm not sure if I'm even saying it right. But his name is Walter Hamada or something like that, along those lines. They brought him in to be the Kevin Feige. And after the success of the Aquaman movie and the Wonder Woman movie and all that, they're like, we can go on without Zack Snyder, and they pushed him out. And the last thing they did was pretty much, you know, erase him when they brought in Joss Whedon. But this is more of an executive issue versus a Zack Snyder issue. Now, you as a fan, you know, me and Brian have discussed this. Brian likes some of Zack Snyder stuff, some other stuff he doesn't. You know, we may have our differences on what we like or don't like about Zack Snyder's thing. You know, his vision and his tone and his writing and his style. But if you do enjoy and appreciate his work, right, and you look at the director cuts of his movies, for the lore of the DC universe, I'm saying, the guy knew what he was doing. He was onto something. That's why there's still people petitioning for him to be able to finish those movies. Rock was part of the problem. The Rock came way later. Zack Snyder was long gone. The Rock was actually trying to replace Walter Hamada because Hamada was on his way out because they were trying to fire him. And they did fire him. Well, Warner Brothers Discovery ended up getting bought out. Warner Brothers Discovery ended up buying Warner Brothers. Discovery became Warner Bros. Discovery. But Discovery bought Warner Brothers off of AT&T. And the new people in charge immediately wiped everyone from the DC department. The Rock was part of that wipe. Walter was part of that wipe. And Zack Snyder was already long gone by then. His movies were badly received by half of the fan base. No, it was actually the critics. Dude, they didn't let him go because the fans weren't supporting his movies. I don't know why it's so hard for you to understand that. It was they wanted critically acclaimed films. They wanted Joker, they wanted the Batman, they wanted those kind of movies. They didn't want to just make money. Which is hilarious because all the movies that they dropped in the last year has ultimately hurt Discovery like there's no tomorrow. Discovery is so under right now with this Warner Brothers deal. I just read a stupid ass headline within the last week that they lost under the rug like $60 to $90 million that they thought they had in value, which isn't true. They miscalculated it. And the value of their programming at the moment is way undervalued than what they predicted. Bro, management over there at Warner Brothers is crazy. So they hired James Gunn, just so you understand. And by the way, I'm not mad at you. I love talking about all this shit. I'm not even mad at you. I'm not tripping. I'm not butthurt. I don't care. You could think and feel however you want. I just love these conversations. I get really hyped. But they bring in James Gunn, and he replaced Walter Hamada along with that other guy. He has a co-partner, like his co-partner that's running the division. He's a very wise marketing strategic dude, and he's gonna be producing all the movies with James Gunn, and James Gunn is gonna be directing a few of them as well. Do you think the deal with DC is also hurting AEW? No, just Warner Brothers is bleeding from all angles right now. So yeah, it's probably hurt AEW a little bit for their negotiation tactics. They scrapped like 3 movies that were finished. No, you're wrong. They scrapped Batwoman. That's 1. They scrapped an animated movie. That was 2. And the animated movie wasn't even DC related. And I believe they scrapped the TV show. And then they canceled some of the other TV shows that they had running. Batman Beyond never took off. That was never in production. What up, Kev? How's it going? What shirt am I wearing right now? My Deadpool shirt. That was in the works? Yeah, but like pre-production and being in actual production is 2 different things, bro. Can't cancel something that hasn't really taken off. You were scrolling and seeing the stream? Nice, man. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. What up, GTS? How's it going?
Well, CM Punk came in?
Yeah. I'm a wrestling fan too, Super. We're just talking about movies right now because I think Sosa's a little bored, but we're usually talking about just, you know, wrestling and other cool stuff here, and then I have the other channel where I talk about all the other entertainment stuff. What up, Isaiah? The dude who played Batman from the 90s and Scorpion and Spider-Man Homecoming confirmed he was going to play Batman from the future. They were actually going to do Michael Keaton, bro. Michael Keaton had signed on to do like 5 different roles as Batman. What are you talking about, my guy? Again, you got to read, man. I think that's what he meant. He said Scorpion. And Scorpion and Spider-Man? Michael Keaton played Vulture in Spider-Man. He threw me off when he said Scorpion, so that's why I got confused. This dude said Scorpion, and I'm like, wait, what? Who are we talking about? Got to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Thought it was really good. The intro was gold. I'm glad you liked it, GTS. That's awesome, bro. And Teen Titans was planned. Yeah, but again, those movies, they weren't in production. The movie that was actually scrapped that was done, which is what Sosa's referring to, it was Batwoman. It was supposed to be an HBO Max original.
I'm so happy that shit got canceled.
It was supposed to be straight to stream. It was just added content that they wanted to throw in there. Yes, after Justice League 2017 came out, they were all again, this is post Zack Snyder though, dude. Your timelines are so all over the place. I don't even think you know what the hell you want to talk about. Zack Snyder was already long gone.
It's easy to see why. Yeah, it doesn't matter how big or strong you are. Strowman will manhandle you one way or another.
Warner Brothers was so annoyed that they had to go back to Zack Snyder. Like, they gave him a call and shit. And Zack Snyder told them, dude, if I'm doing the Snyder Cut, I'm doing my own, I'm doing my vision. Otherwise, I'm not coming back to do it. That's why the movie, that's why he did it, with the square. He did it in black and white. He did it the full 4 hour. He knew this was his last outing, and he put out there everything and anything he had saved and pieced it together. He does a Snyder Cut for every movie. That's his shtick. Any good improvements with the patch? It wasn't really a flop because the update wasn't all that big. Stability and general improvements for online, that's a whole lot of nothing. Carter said he played online a lot and it didn't really work too well for him still. And then for the template, for the entrances, there was like a template issue. I haven't even confirmed that. Green Lantern was teased. Yeah, they didn't want him to use Green Lantern. So he had to use the... What's the alien dude called? Forgot his name. Martian. The Martian. He ended up using the Martian because Warner Brothers blocked him using the Green Lantern tease. So, like, he knew that he was done for. And he just emptied the tank. Thanks, Super. Thanks for stopping by, man. The one who fought the bad villain in the Snyder Cut. Green Lantern show is coming to Max. Yeah, that's under the new management.
You've got to be agile. Braun can't destroy you if he can't catch you. So stay moving. Don't make yourself an easy target. Only attack when the opportunity's right. Hurricane Rana. Unbelievable athleticism. He's getting up, but there's danger in front of him.
Another thing too that you got to realize, and I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. The villain was Steppenwolf. Yeah, he was the right hand man, and then it was supposed to lead to Doomsday and all that. You didn't know I could stream like this on Shorts? Yeah, man, I've been doing it for a while now. I do Shorts and widescreen as well. One of the things that I want to talk about. Damn, I didn't have the camera set up over here. Hold on. Whatever, I'll just leave it like this so I don't have to fix it right now. One of the things that I do want to talk about is this. Haven't you noticed, especially with the movies that have done really well at the box office, it's been what kind of movies? Not just like superhero, but yeah, mainly superhero stuff. But it's been movies that have gone on a trend that social media gets behind it and they just push, and it's marketed everywhere. It's in your face. You got to see it. You got to see it. You got to see it. That's where we're at for the movie theater box office experience. It's not to say that a smaller movie can't make money. Look at that new Blake Lively movie. The It Ends With Us movie was on a $25 million budget, and it ended up making $80 million worldwide. So small films, especially horror films, we're seeing a resurgence in the horror genre. A lot of horror movies are getting made for less than $40 million, and they're crossing $100, $200, $300 million, even $500 million. And those movies are just, they're banking so hard. Now, what's one genre that is pretty much dead? The rated R comedy genre is pretty much dead. When was the last time we got an actual rated R movie in theaters with the likes of like a Ben Stiller or Vince Vaughn?
Pie and shit.
Huh?
American Pie and shit.
Like American Pie and shit. Those movies are dead. Why are they dead? Studios don't want to back those kind of movies anymore. Why? Because of cancel culture, because of stepping on toes. No studio wants to fund those kind of movies. I actually saw an interview with Vince Vaughn. And he says that he feels that rated R comedies are bound to make their way back. And the funny thing about all of this is that when you look at Deadpool and Wolverine, the one thing that sticks out the most is the fact that it is a rated R comedy. It's a superhero movie, but with the heart and base of a rated R comedy. Yeah, but The Hangover wasn't rated R. We haven't, trust me, bro. Look it up. We haven't gotten those real rated R movies, and yeah, the Hangover movies are PG-13. That was the whole point of them not showing, you know. Let me look it up. Let me see a Hangover rating. Hold on, I got you. Let me not talk shit. Hold on. It's so funny because all of them say rated whatever somewhere, and it's not saying it here where I'm looking at it at. I think it is rated R. Let me see. Yes, Hangover is rated R. So yeah, since The Hangover, pretty much. All right, thank you for that. And when did The Hangover come out? Hold on. I thought, oh, it does say it there. Okay, so The Hangover, let me see the second one, because the first one is rated R, the second one is rated R, and the third one is rated R. Okay. So since The Hangover, which was 2013, it's been over a decade since we've had like an actual blockbuster hangover experience type. Yeah, no, there is nasty stuff in there. So you're right. I started thinking about the movie in my head. That's why I'm like, hold on, let me check it out. What up, Joe? So we're in this dynamic, because it's funny because me and Brian text about this all the time. Like the movie industry has kind of like died off, unless it's like, you know, the once in a while Deadpool Wolverine. A lot of movies are bombing and bombing left and right, and that's because these franchises and these IPs and these brands, they have spent so many millions of dollars into producing these big films, and they're just not profitable. And I think that not every superhero movie needs to get blown up with a ton of CGI and a ton of graphics and a ton of this, that, or the other, and making it like a $300 budget. That's what makes them, you know, ultimately a flop. You know? WWE 2K24 is buggy. A lot of stuff keep deleted, more stuff. What's been going on with your game, Don? Marvel did good with the CGI for Red Hulk, though. Man, you know, I feel like that's depends who you ask. I don't have a problem with. I mean, it's all computerized, right? So I don't want it to look super dirt cheap, but I've never had a problem with how the Hulk looks. Yeah, I saw a trailer. Well, they went back to the original mean mugging Hulk versus like copying Mark Ruffalo and making him look human. Yeah, not another teen movie. Those kind of movies are long gone, bro. Those kind of movies are long gone, and those movies cost like $10 to $20. I mean, $10 to $20, $10 to
$20.
$10 to $20 million to make. They're not expensive at all, and they're usually with a couple no-name actors. They sometimes bring in one recognizable or two recognizable figures, and yeah. But Bad Teacher wasn't even all that successful. Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. For me, the Captain America movie with Anthony Mackie coming in to play the role as Captain America now, to me, personally, I feel like it looks like a phenomenal movie. Me, personally. I feel like that shit looks amazing. The trailer, I'm hyped for it. It looks beautiful. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I thought when I watched the trailer, my jaw dropped and I got goosebumps and shit. That's how hyped I was. When I went online to read some of the comments, I saw a very mixed feeling. And a lot of people that pretty much said that they weren't going to go see it in theaters. I'm thinking that the Captain America movie is more than likely going to flop in terms of it being a big-time, success overall. Because it's, the good thing that it has going for it is that it's coming out in February, and there's not a whole lot coming out in February. So that's really good. Timing is everything. The Red Hulk is the selling point. You're right. But the thing is that a lot of people are saying that they're just going to wait for it. And with Disney Plus being out, you know how many people are going to wait for the stream? Haven't you guys noticed that the movies that don't do that well at the box office immediately come to video on demand? Prime example, Kevin Costner, 3-hour movie. They took it out of the movie theater after just 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Some of you are too young to know who Kevin Costner is. He used to be an A-lister. He ended up doing this movie that kind of resembles the likes of Yellowstone because it's a slow burner Western. And it was a 3-hour affair that people did not want to see in theaters. They released it video on demand. And guess what? I have already read some articles stating that the movie digitally has actually performed really well and better than they expected after the disaster of the horrible box office run they did. Imagine, people know that if they don't go see a movie in theaters, they're going to get it soon after at home, and they're going to get really picky because not everyone wants to pay $20, $30 for the premium experience. And if you have a couple, you got to spend $60, and then you got to buy popcorn, and then you got to buy a hot dog or a soda or whatever, and it ends up becoming $100. And how about, families with kids? It's become such a nagging issue versus a cheap outing where it could be a little quick fun experience for 2 hours. But it just depends how you approach it. Movies are expensive now. I'll admit it. That's why I pay for the pass. I pay $20 for me, $20 for Erica, $40 a month, and we could go see every single movie, and we've been watching them in like the IMAX format, which is RPX. We've been able to watch every single movie that's been big in that format without having to pay a $20, $30 fee for just one time. We've been able to see all sorts of, in-between movies that have been great, some little gems here and there, and we've had a blast. But that's the only way you're going to milk it in today's day and age. Because if you're going to go to AMC, you should watch it in Dolby Cinema. That's going to run you for like $20, $25, depending on your location. And, or you could buy the movie pass for them, which is like another $20, $23, and you get to go see it as, 3 times a week. So they do have a subscription-based service, but a lot of people are uninformed or just don't care. Now, the other option you have is going on a Tuesday. But a lot of people, don't want to go after work or don't want to go at night because they got to wake up early. They want to go during the weekend. But during the weekend is where everything's going to cost the most. If you go on Tuesday, you go for like $6. Again, depending on your location. But that's just kind of where we're at with the movies. There has to be like a hook to make it go viral. So this whole buildup that I've been talking about, I wanted to talk to you guys about a particular movie that I thought was all right. I didn't lose any sleep over it. Borderlands. You guys are gamers. You guys have heard of that movie. I watched it. That shit bombed. And you know what's funny? I saw that shit bombing from a mile away. I saw the commercial in theaters and I said, shit, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good movie. Just a chill, fun time. Turn your brain off. Enjoy it for what it is. But it's going to be a fun movie. But this is going to bomb. It's coming out at the back end of summer after Deadpool Wolverine. This shit has bomb written all over it. This was me so many months ago within the last year. And guess what happened? The movie not only bombed, but it barely got to $10 million during opening weekend. And the budget was like, I don't know, I think like 150 million or some shit like that. So it wasn't super expensive, especially for the kind of movie that it is. But you know what the biggest problem about that movie? I did a little research on that one too. Because a lot of people that claim to be super diehard fans of the franchise, they're pissed off because they didn't do the franchise justice. The creator was hands-on during the building process of this film. The guy that runs Gearbox, the CEO of Gearbox, was part of the original team that made Borderlands. He is a super Borderlands diehard faithful. That's his baby. That's his franchise. He's like the Kevin Feige of Borderlands, just so you understand. The decisions they made were coordinated and planned through the years. The director, the cast that they hired. So let me tell you, they got Cate Blanchett, which is the main actress, and they got Jamie Lee Curtis, who plays a supporting role. 2 females, right? One of them is like 55 and the other one is like 65. That was a sticking point in every single conversation that I saw online. Because it's women and because they're old as hell and a lot of people don't care that they're award-winning actresses. And then they put in Kevin Hart to play a stoic soldier. If you guys know what stoic means, he's supposed to be kind of stiff and upright. And you know that Kevin Hart is not known for his action stuff, but Kevin Hart, you know, that movie that he did called Die Hard, that it's literally a running joke of him trying to be an action star. He legit has done interviews and has talked about it, how he wants to become an action star, like a legitimate action star. So he took on this role, and he wasn't the usual funny, you know, Kevin Hart with his same old mannerisms. He wanted to be an action star. And that kind of hurt the movie because people went in with the expectation that we're going to get funny Kevin Hart. And he dropped some one-liners here and there that made you chuckle. But he wasn't the funny guy that you seen him play as before. So, yeah, people were talking about Kevin Hart being too short. People were talking about Cate Blanchett being too old. People were talking about the CGI despite them doing the, like, bro, the movie looks like the game. They have, the director even said it. They used 3D printers and they used all this technology to bring in actual weapons from the game. Like they used Unreal Engine 5 and they were able to use some of the things that they're using for their next Borderlands game that they're working on right now as we speak. Like the movie has a ton of Easter eggs that all tie into the Borderlands universe. Now, the CEO said specifically that they wanted the movies to be different from the games for people to rediscover the universe in a cinematic way. And this is not just an excuse because the movie flopped. Like, this was an interview weeks in advance before the movie ever came out. He was talking about how they intended for this movie to be. People were already going into this movie with the mindset that it was going to be trash because they didn't like the actors that they picked to play the characters that they know. And Borderlands doesn't have, like, I know for a fact, like the first one, especially from what I've read and from what I remember playing, the storyline for that game is not all that deep. And, you know, for you to make like a Last of Us, you know, type of, you know, award nominee type of movie or show. So the Borderlands movie is just supposed to be like this wacky fun. And then people are comparing it to Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't even feel like that's what it was trying to be or what it was meant to be. There was no one that was there like Drax. There was no one there like Chris Pratt's character. Like, you know, I don't know where they got that from. They're just comparing it because they're both, you know, a group of bandits and shooters and like misfits coming together. And then they're like, oh, the story is a hot mess. I thought the story was pretty basic. Peace out, Kiwi. Good night, bro. So why did Borderlands flop? Marketing. Marketing from the beginning, man. They didn't overcome the fact that Kate Blanchett was an actress no one gave a shit about. That's just the reality of it. If they would have put that little girl, Sweeney, whatever her name is, what's her name? Sweeney something. The little blonde girl, she was also in Madame Web. But if they would have put, some little hot 25-year-old chick that everyone on social media loves, like if Zendaya was in it and they would have put, another like running mate to go along with her that was popular, and it would have been a different story. I'm not saying that the story for the movie and that the movie was, phenomenal or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I thought it was all right, bro. Like a 7.5. I thought it was okay. It's a good watch. It's it's entertaining. It's not bad. I didn't think it was horrible. I've seen worse films. And people are like, "Oh yeah, yo, Brian, you there?"
Yeah, man.
Did you not love the Mario movie with John Leguizamo and shit when you were growing up?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that shit a classic to you?
Yeah.
Bro, that shit's like a cult classic for me too. All of a sudden, everybody's like, man, the worst movie, the worst Mario movie. This is as bad, even worse than the worst Mario movie. I'm like, wait, what?
Nah, but I even think I think it was bad even back then though.
Yeah, but bro, how old are you when you watched it?
No, I loved it, but I'm saying like if you look at the reviews, like everybody hated it back then.
No, I know they did. But I've met a lot of people, and like, I don't know, everyone in my family, we all loved it. So yeah, but I get what you're saying, bro. There was people that panned it early on. This isn't anything new. I get that. I totally get that. But for me, the narrative, Jenna Ortega, exactly. If they would have put like Jenna Ortega, if they would have gone that route, they would have gone for like the trend-setting, cast, then I think people would have looked at it differently. No one bought into the story because they didn't copy the games. And no one bought into the characters because they got, these old-timers. I don't think it's as horrible as people are exaggerating. Is it bad? To each his own. I'll leave it at that. But to call it the worst movie, I don't know. Like you're acting like people were on set trying to make this shit garbage on purpose. Someone said, "Oh, I would have watched this movie if it came out 10 years ago when Borderlands was peaking." Who makes a Borderlands movie in 2024? This movie's outdated. Not every movie needs to be a 10 out of 10. Not every movie needs to be, that gold standard. I like watching every once in a while the turn your brain off kind of shit, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to go to the theater and watch every single movie to be, oh, man, I lost because this guy went for the pin. That's bullshit. We should have done the climb out. Why did they put that rule? Hey, by no means am I telling you guys to go spend your hard-earned money and go watch the Borderlands movie. If you don't care about watching it, don't watch it. That's on you. Watch it when it goes on streaming. I promise you, if Borderlands would have came out on Netflix, that shit would have been top 10 streaming. It would have trended worldwide, and a bunch of people would have tuned in to watch that shit, and Netflix would have called it a hit. But since it came out in theaters and we got to measure it through the box office, we got to measure it through what the internet is telling us to see whether we want to go see it or not, the movie ends up being like, digging a grave. We in the era where every movie got to be critically acclaimed or at least be a trendsetter. I miss old parody movies too, for sure. All those movies, Sosa, 100%. You were interested in seeing it when you saw the trailers? If you were interested in seeing Borderlands when you saw the trailers, then you're going to enjoy it. If you liked what you saw in the trailer, it's a lot more of that. It's the expanded version of that. They didn't lie to you in the trailer. Like, the trailer is exactly what the movie is. They were pretty upfront of what the movie was trying to be. It has some solid music in certain pieces. Not as good of a soundtrack as Guardians, because Guardians is the one that plays like that kind of rock music. I guess that's the only comparison I could really, put the two together. I will say this though. Claptrap. What's his name? Claptrap. No. Yeah, I think it is Claptrap. Jack Black's character in the movie. In the game, yeah, in the game, he gets annoying sometimes. That's for sure. Even in the game, he gets annoying. In the movie, he gets a little annoying. But it's part of the story. Like, all the characters in the movie call him out for it. Like, it's like it's not a running joke, but yeah, it's part of the character. It's intentional. You like the Jumanji movies? Oh, I love the Jumanji movies. Yeah, Claptrap. All right, so I was saying it right. If you like Jack Black, bro, you're gonna enjoy his goofiness in the movie and the stupid shit he says. I chuckled a couple times with what he said. Honestly, I laughed like I had one good laugh with his stupidity, and I had a couple chuckles here and there. Now I did roll my eyes when I saw Kevin Hart being a little too serious because I'm like, damn, I wish they would have, played more into his charisma, but. I like Kevin Hart, bro. Kevin Hart's a guilty pleasure for me. I enjoy him, and I think he's a solid actor, too. I don't think he gets enough credit. In the game, he was annoying, that's for sure. Yeah. What did you think about SummerSlam? I love SummerSlam. I thought SummerSlam was really good. Movies don't have to be a 10 out of 10. They just have to be decent for fun. Oh, that was my own guy, but why is he going for the pin? We don't even have the points. I thought SummerSlam was a lot of fun. Prototype John Cena. Yeah, it's the same one they had last year. I like Batman and Robin, but everybody... Exactly, Kev. Thank you for bringing that movie up. Batman and Robin. Batman Forever. I love those movies, bro. Those movies were like prime superhero cheese for me. True Story? Yeah, I haven't seen that because it's a show. But yeah. I know he did that series. I have wanted to watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it. I just hate the Live and Dom story. It don't make sense. What do you mean it don't make sense? It's all about screwing over Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan got into that group and did her thing. I love Fantastic Four 2005. Dude, I love Fantastic Four 2005. I love the Silver Surfer. I love Daredevil with Ben Affleck. I love the X-Men trilogy. Bro, I know everyone hated Spider-Man 3. I loved Spider-Man 3. I saw that shit in theaters twice. I bought the collector's edition. I got it on 4K now again. People hate it, and they hate it strongly. Welcome to the channel, Kren. Thank you for subscribing. And it's okay, dude. One of the things that we have, like, plaguing our society is that, like, if I think that I enjoyed something to the point where I want to talk about it and be happy about it and tweet about it and be like, hey, guys, I just got out. Let's say I didn't do this, but let's say I go ahead and do the, hey, guys, man, I just got out of Borderlands, man. That shit was dope. I enjoyed it. Guess what kind of comments I'm going to get? Guess. Oh, you're an idiot. You don't, because I saw some people getting destroyed like that. I saw it. Some people that said, oh, the movie wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. People were commenting, oh, you must not have a brain then. Oh, you must love hurting yourself. Oh, you must be an idiot. Those are the kind of comments, like bully behavior type shit. I'm like, what? I'm not talking about the Deadpool version. Wait. I told people I like Chris Evans as Human Torch more than Cap. I got clowned. Yeah, no. You're talking about the Fantastic Four stuff. I got you. I saw, like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I saw Borderlands bombing. But to the level that it bombed, I don't think anyone could have really predicted that, honestly. Not to the extent of the way that it bombed. There's some crappy movies that I enjoy. Look, you know which movie I didn't really care for, bro, and the internet went crazy with? Challengers. Was Zendaya and I forgot the other actor's name. Challengers, the tennis movie. I went into it thinking that it was going to be like a sports movie with, like, yeah, a little love, triangle or whatever, but it was like a sexualized, like so much sexual tension and, two best friends going after the same girl, and it became like for the love of the game type shit, and like I didn't really care about that shit. But you know, everyone is like, "Oh yeah, man, this is a masterpiece." You know, 8 and 9 out of 10, and this is a rated fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Go and watch the sexiest movie of the year. I'm like, oh my goodness. And in my head, I'm like, what am I watching? People obsessed with Zendaya? Yeah, for sure. Did you see the Logan movie? Oh, yeah. Like, dude, I wouldn't disrespect the creators and say that the movie was dog shit. And I'm not going to go ahead and say that I think it's like the worst shit ever. But to me, it's the one that I've least liked this year. And I've watched a lot of movies. I've watched a lot of movies this year, bro. Why is Jimmy Uso getting out, bro? I can't even turn into him. He's messing up my challenge. This is why my faction is stupid. Because I need to get these faction points before I could finish the match. You're a true fan of something you love and like everything about it. Everything is going to everyone. Yeah, the opinions don't matter. No, it doesn't. That's why, like, I love coming on here and sharing my opinion with you guys, and I love hearing your opinion as well. That's why Sosa. That's why I was asking you, and I was trying to push you beyond the it's about the money stuff, because to me it's like, bro, that's not going to your pocket or bank account. Why do you care? I want to know what you think about it, and I have that argument all the time off stream with Brian. I tell Brian, bro, what do you have to say about this? I don't care what anyone is saying. Because we get caught up in that conversation too much. What tribal chief do I like? Roman or Solo? Nah, man. It's Roman all day, man. I mean, I like Solo too, but I love Amazing Spider-Man 2, but everyone else hated it. Oh, man, bro. I remember watching Amazing Spider-Man 2. I got obsessed with it. I remember listening to that soundtrack like crazy. Hans Zimmer worked on that soundtrack too. And I just remember just enjoying it a lot, a little too much. But I also remember talking to Brian about it, and he made me feel like shit about it a little bit, because I thought I was so like head over heels over it, and then like we were like reviewing it together. Garfield? Yeah, the old Garfield. And you know, everybody was like hating on Jamie Foxx and all this. I like Roman's theme song. I like Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. That's it. Let me see. I like Green Lantern. I did like Green Lantern too. Am I excited for the new Joker movie? You know, I actually talked to my wife about that, because you don't know her. It's just super. But I talked about that tonight with her because we saw the trailer again. I would be like, I'm excited for it. Yes. To answer your question, yes, I am excited for it. I would be even more excited for it if it would have led into like something with Batman. The fact that it's just Joker, and then we're getting Harley Quinn involved now, and it's going to be a musical, and you know, that to me is like, it's cool because I like Joaquin Phoenix, but I feel like, hold on, because I don't want to lose this challenge again. I feel like, damn, you know, this reminds me of like the Venom situation where they don't have Spider-Man involved. It's not to say that the movie's not good, because, I mean, it looks like it's going to be. Exactly, GTS. Exactly. When someone doesn't like something, like it's like they're barking up that tree, man, trying to make you see their vision and make you hate it as much as they hate it. And why do you like it? Like, for me, it's just more of a conversation piece, but for everyone online, it's like you freaking stole something from them. Damn, dog. Jimmy Uso has won this match every time and have ruined it for me. You like the Deadpool movie, Kren? That's what's up. What do you give it from 1 through 10? What if we get Joker in the new DCU? That sucks. Imagine. That'll be crazy. Wait, he climbed out, so he left me in here by myself now. Okay, so at least I could finish the challenge. I don't got to worry about him ruining my shit. You know, one of the funniest things that they've been talking about, and it was a joke in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Oh, the MCU has been at a low. It has been at a low compared to the first phase for sure. But, you know, people are saying, oh, Marvel is down bad. Is it really? Loki season 1 and 2, off the chain. The Falcon show, good. Eternals, I loved it. Shang-Chi, I loved it. Black Panther Wakanda, loved it. Spider-Man No Way Home, loved it. No, the first phase wasn't all hits. The Hulk movie wasn't a hit. It was good. I liked it a lot, but you know, it had its fair share of naysayers. It wasn't all hits. Bro, I don't even really mess with the first Thor movie all like that. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it, but I don't mess with it like that. Do you believe in Joe Hendry? I sure do. Finally, man, we got this win. I'm not the one to talk to about the Hulk movie. Bro, I even like the Eric Bana Hulk movie.
He's the successful version of Bo Dallas. Crazy.
He is. Yeah, no, he is. I like the Eric Bana one and the Edward Norton one. First Thor movie was too bland for me. I see why you would say that. The Thor and Hulk movie was better. You're talking about Ragnarok. I didn't even care too much for the humor that they put in Ragnarok, man. And I'm so happy. I am so happy that Chris Hemsworth has stood up for himself. He's like, bro, I want to play Thor for the rest of my life. I don't care. I love the character. I owe my career to the character. I love Thor. But I don't want to play this version of Thor anymore. He doesn't want to be a goofball anymore. He says, if I come back to do Thor, it has to be for something significantly different. When I saw that quote, I'm like, that's my guy. Why are we doing this goofy-ass Thor? You know, I was one of the biggest critics for Thor Love and Thunder. I'm not going to get into the deep end of the story, but the whole cancer stuff, that shit rubbed me away. Like, I get what they were going for, but, you know, the goofiness of it, the rushing, like they rushed the Guardians of the Galaxy sequence. They rushed the love story between Natalie Portman and how they rekindled. It just felt very rushed. Had potential for sure because Christian Bale did a phenomenal job. Christian Bale is Christian Bale. But it fell short. It missed the mark for me. But then again, I loved Ant-Man 3. Give me Kang the Conqueror any day. Jonathan Majors. Loved it. Loved everything Jonathan Majors did with Kang the Conqueror. My favorite Batman movie. Dude, I'm just the wrong person to ask that because I am a Christopher Nolan meat writer. Christopher Nolan did not do the comic accurate Batman movie. He didn't. He did his own take on it. And I loved it that much that I would say that he's my favorite Batman. But that's not to say that I didn't love Michael Keaton, that I didn't love George Clooney growing up, Val Kilmer, or even Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, man, I enjoyed Ben Affleck. I really wanted Ben Affleck to have his own movie. His personality in Thor 1 just disappeared. It just bothered me that we spent so much time with the human version of Thor in the first one because they were trying to really explain to us in slow motion everything about him and kind of humanize him. They tried humanizing him where they literally humanized him. What is your opinion on RDJ coming back as Doctor Doom? I'm a little butthurt, bro. The way that they announced him. All right, so first and foremost, I was ecstatic and I was head over heels. And that night, I went to go watch Deadpool and Wolverine again. That's how hyped I got. But for me, I wanted him to come play Doctor Doom as Tony Stark. Like I wanted Tony Stark to say, "I'm not Iron Man anymore. I'm Doctor Doom." The way that they announced him at the Comic-Con, I went back and I saw like the segment where like I hear everything clearly. And they introduced him as Victor Von Doom. Like he's gonna play Victor Von Doom. They didn't announce him as Tony Stark or Tony Stark Doom or whatever. They literally said Victor Von Doom and presented Robert Downey Jr. So are we just gonna pretend that he looks different? Are they gonna add that much makeup to him? You get what I'm saying? Like if he adds, like Josh Brolin was Cable and Thanos. There was no issues with that because Thanos looks completely different from Cable. If you guys don't know, Cable's the villain he's a tweener, but he was a villain also in Deadpool 2. That's Josh Brolin, the actor. Doom shouldn't take his mask off. Dude, we're going to see him as Victor, man. We have to see him at you're not gonna have, remember, bro, Marvel villains, you gotta have sympathy for them because they're not all evil. They're trying to do it for their cause, and their cause is not always the moral way to go about things, but he's not just a bad guy to be a bad guy. He has his reasons. You gotta see his face. You have to see him without the mask. We can't just see, oh yeah, that's Doom, and expect to know why he's wearing a helmet. Especially casuals. I like Ben Affleck as Daredevil more than Batman. Oh, that's a good take. I could see why you would say that. I like Robert Downey Jr. There's a million actors they could have casted for the role. I'm intrigued by it because of the multiverse storyline. I'm a big fan of the multiverse storyline. I hated that the Dr. Disrespect movie was called Dr. Disrespect and the Multiverses of Madness or some shit like that. Multiverse of Madness. How are you going to put multiverse in the title of the movie? And it sure as hell did not feel like it. They only had that little...
Dr. Disrespect?
I said Dr. Disrespect?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Doctor Strange. Why would I say I said Dr. Doom, Doctor Strange, Dr. Disrespect.
You said, I was a little confused until...
I started to talk about the
I hated
title.
Dr. Disrespect and the Multiverse of Madness. I was like, what?
Thanks. I'm so glad that Brian is here moderating. Oh shit, my fault, guys. It is, we're late into the night. So Doctor Strange and the Multiverse movie. How are you gonna have multiverse in the movie and have it be all about what's her name again? Having brain farts right now.
Oh, Wanda.
Yeah.
What's her name? Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch, because that's what she built up. We had a whole TV show, a whole ass freaking season. I sat through that long ass shit to get to this movie. And you're still gonna hold my hand like a kid and waste my time. Take me back to the Scarlet Witch story again. It was a Scarlet Witch movie, not no multiverse shit. And then, yes, she took out Professor X, which, bro, that was the biggest blue balls ever. They brought back Charles Xavier and Patrick Stewart to do my favorite, bro. My favorite, one of my favorite X-Men, man, from one of my favorite movies of all time. This guy gets brought back to get killed doing his own, mind reading shit. Like, what? And then Mr. Fantastic, a fan favorite, John Krasinski, turns into spaghetti and doesn't even get to act like Mr. Fantastic. Doesn't even strategize. The world's brightest mind. He didn't even strategize. He just got together with the British Captain America, or what is it? Captain United Kingdom or whatever, Captain UK. With Peggy, bro. He teams with her and Miss Marvel or whatever, and it's like, it felt so garbage. He should have already had a plan, exactly. They got in there. Scarlet Witch went inside their facility and they had no, like, they're like, oh yeah, we expected this. No, the hell you didn't. You look like not even a B team. You look like the D or F. That was the F team, bro. They looked like jobbers. That was horrible. That was the worst. That whole sequence could have made the movie for me. And instead, it butchered and killed me. To then have Scarlet Witch end herself at the end of the movie because Doctor Strange wasn't even capable of taking her out. We watched the whole movie for the Doctor Strange sequel, only to realize that he was never going to get strong enough to at least contain her. She contained herself. Are you freaking kidding me? I just sat here for over 2 hours to find out that Doctor Strange is a weak-ass fool in his own movie. Ought to introduce America Chavez, which she was cool. Yeah, Scarlet is still alive. I know, but she neutralized herself for the movie. So, even then, you guys heard how critical I am of it. Even then, I still gave it like an 8.5 out of 10 because I loved the tone. I enjoyed the writing. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. Give me more Doctor Strange. That would have been my leader, bro. That would have been my go-to A-lister. Yeah, I know. You're saying that it's comic accurate. Yeah, dude, but you did a whole TV show for Scarlet Witch. And if we're going to be honest, guys, the reason why the DC movies didn't hit for people, whether they didn't like the Snyder tone or the writing or this and that, it's because it wasn't earned, which is the biggest problem with a lot of movies that are coming out nowadays. The B-listers movies, like they did the Miss Marvel's movie, that shit wasn't bad. If you guys haven't watched Miss Marvel, it wasn't a bad movie. I'm sorry. I know that I'm very vocal of the Captain Marvel movie, but the Miss Marvels or whatever it's called, the Marvels, not even Miss Marvels, the Marvels, wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't earned. They didn't build towards it. It was rushed. So emotionally, I wasn't attached. The stakes weren't high. But I was attached to Ant-Man 3 because we had already seen Jonathan Majors and we already got teases of what Jonathan Majors could be as Kang the Conqueror. So I thought Ant-Man was definitely going to get murked because Ant-Man is, the scrub of the group. But then they neutralize Jonathan Majors' character because this variant was stuck in the quantum world. And that, to me, was freaking mind-blowing. That was amazing. I didn't like his daughter, but everything else about the movie I loved. Michelle Pfeiffer, total badass. Michael Douglas, dope as hell. Even his wife in the movie. Marvel didn't nail any shit in a long years, broski. Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? You want me to look up what year Loki season 1 and 2 came out? Loki season 1 and 2 is literally the best TV shows they've put out. Come on now. Loki is like the tightest writing they've put together. Very limited fillers, very good interconnected storylines, very great acting from the entire cast, good role players in that show. It felt like an epic movie, like a blockbuster. I felt like I was watching a blockbuster. That Loki shit was next level. Spider-Man No Way Home, that shit was good. Oh, no, but that's from the... No. That came out now during this phase after Endgame. Anything after Endgame is what we're rating here. What up, Side Brave? How's it going? They did the hearing dude dirty? Yeah, they brought him in from that. He was part of that FX show. They did him dirty as hell, dude. They freaking destroyed him. And I get it. It was all to hype up how strong Scarlet Witch was. I don't have a problem with hyping up her powers. We already saw a whole season of that, though. That was the whole point of the show. I get it. Some people didn't watch the show, so they wanted to, hold their hand. And I understand that concept, but they made the movie about her. They should have just called it Scarlet Witch featuring Doctor Strange, not Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The title was very misleading. I should sue them for that. Yeah, No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, Loki Season 1 and 2, the new Captain America movie that's coming out, Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man 3. I mean, what are we talking about? They didn't make that mistake with Deadpool 3. You're right. Deadpool 3 was very much still a Deadpool movie, and Wolverine was added. And it was Deadpool for sure, and Wolverine. Once Wolverine comes, once he comes into the movie after 30 minutes or so, he's in the whole movie with him and Wolverine. And then when they had cameos, everyone had something to do. They weren't just cheap cameos. They didn't just put people there to get murked. They put people there to have significant meaning to the overall story. And the Loki connection with Deadpool and Wolverine, the Loki connection, Loki and that Deadpool movie connect hand in hand. It's almost like a follow-up storyline. And that is amazing because up until this point, my biggest complaint, which I hadn't seen online, a lot of people haven't really been complaining about this. My biggest complaint about this phase is that we haven't acknowledged Loki and the badass monster that he is. That storyline that happened in Loki was contained within the Loki universe. We haven't really heard about that. They didn't even really acknowledge him in Thor Love and Thunder. They just acted like he was busy somewhere. They didn't acknowledge that storyline anywhere except Deadpool and Wolverine. And I love that shit. That's why. I didn't really, go deep into that review on the other channel, and I should have. But that's one of the main keys as to why Deadpool and Wolverine to me is so amazing. And that's why I've watched it so many times. Yeah, Shang-Chi's in this phase. Eternals is in this phase. All right, bro. You didn't like some of the Marvel movies. You didn't like the Miss Marvel's show. You didn't like the Marvels movie. You didn't like... There's a couple things you didn't like. Fine. But you're acting like if they swung 0 for 10. You know what I'm saying? You can't act like they've swung and struck out. I did, bro, and it was great, hella good. It's just that Marvel still got a lot of offer to reach higher expectations. What expectations, though, my guy? I just listed a bunch of projects that they did that were actually legit. They've done at least a handful of projects in the last several years. The only difference is that we've gotten so much Marvel content that people don't realize we've just been eating too much Marvel, and everybody wants everything to hit like Endgame and Infinity War, and that's just not going to Infinite War, and it's not going to be like that. It takes time. It takes years. It took 20 movies before we got to Infinity and Endgame. I'm not sure, Ace. I'm not sure if he killed Thanos in the comics, honestly. I'm not too sure with the comics. I've never really read a full-blown comic. I've seen, titles and artwork and shit, but I've never actually read it. Takes time and progress. The thing is that we've just gotten too many Marvel projects in so little time, and a lot of people feel like that's a problem. But then at the same time, they want to go ahead and rave about WandaVision and shit. I'm like, come on, bro. That shit, it's hypocritical. Over the top rope battle royale. I gotta get 60 points. Now, all right. Not everything has been a 10 out of 10. I got you. Maybe I'm praising it a little too much, and... For me, this is the way I see it. I'm going to tell you, long-term booking. Exactly, Super. What up, Azazel? For me, this is the way I see it. Venom, Morbius, Madame Web. I think that's it, right? Those movies are like Marvel Elseworld. In my head, the way that I watch those movies. Marvel Elseworld. Guilty pleasures. Superhero experiences that have nothing to do with the MCU stuff. I'm not going to put them together. I'm sorry. And I like those movies a lot. I could get up and get Morbius from my shelf. I bought Morbius day one to support it because I wanted the slipcover and I love that shit. Cheesy as hell. Super cheesy. Not the greatest movie ever, but I liked it. I'll say that that's MCU Elseworld. Elseworld. And I wouldn't even relate that to the MCU conversation. She-Hulk was bad. That has nothing to do with Morbius being bad. But people like to bunch it all up together, bro. Bro, I talked about who did I talk about this with? I think it was Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige did an interview over the weekend for like D23, and I think I had no, it wasn't over D23. It was Comic-Con or he did an interview coming up, and I told Brian this, and Brian was laughing. Kevin Feige did an interview letting him know that someone came up to congratulate him. A fan, a comic book fan, came up to congratulate him, telling him that Blue Beetle was a good movie. Kevin Feige, the guy that runs the operation for Marvel, a fan went up to Kevin Feige and legitimately thanked him for making Blue Beetle, a DC movie. They need to pull a tribal chief type of build-up, my guy. That's what they were doing with Jonathan Majors, my boy. What happened with Jonathan Majors? They got the rug pulled from under them because of the drama that he had in real life and the cancel culture gunning for his head. This is Disney we're talking about. They're not going to keep Jonathan Majors on board. Thanks to social media, they got him out. Because everybody online is a cop and a judge and a jury. With the legendary Stan Lee being gone, it gets a lot harder sometimes with projects and movies trying to carry on his legacy best they can, and I think they're doing a good job. You know, let's face it, Stan Lee was getting old, and yeah, he was a producer in a lot of the movies, and they credited him for you know, contributing, but I think that as time gone on, it got, you know, they went beyond the Stan Lee effect. I think the Stan Lee was more there as a representation and as a figure versus anything else. I'm convinced. What do you mean? Loki was supposed to be in Deadpool, but they didn't know how to write it. Ryan Reynolds reached out to Ghost Rider 2. I did see about that. He reached out to Nicolas Cage about Ghost Rider, and it didn't work out. That shit broke my heart, because he was the only thing missing. Update 1.16 is probably coming next month. Stan Lee left work in the comics, try to have a ton of material. His legacy will live on regardless, for sure. Do I think that the Marvel Universe, again, has been hitting with 10s and classics and all this? Obviously, guys, you know, the writing has been on the wall. They've struggled to get their footing and having like a clear path as to how do we get back to that phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 hype. That's accurate. You could say that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just feel like, you know, expectations have also grown. When you see the Marvel banner across any movie, it doesn't matter if it's Sony, 20th Century, Disney, you know, Paramount. It didn't matter who. When you saw a Marvel logo grace the screen, there was a level of expectation that came with that. And I feel like the bar just got set so high, and not everything has been able to get there. But it doesn't mean that there isn't, you know, projects that they've put together that have gotten there, because there has been some really good shit that they've done. Dude, do you not realize that, you know, like the era that I come from, we would be, Brian, what was the average, man? 1 or 2 superhero movies a year if we're lucky? Maybe 1? I think that we would get maybe like 1 superhero movie if we were lucky. Not including like trans years. Whose game is it? Dragon Ball? I like Transformers 2. That one was action-packed. My favorite is Transformers 1, though. Dragon Ball is getting hate, too, with the drama coming out that they're doing their best. Oh, yeah, like to continue the show. Now 2K24 game is turning into... Nah, says who, Don? Is this films or WWE topic? All topics right now is what we're discussing, man. We're late into the stream, into the night, so we're just kind of going with the flow here. But yeah, we talk about wrestling a lot on this channel. That's what this channel's about. I have an entertainment channel where I play games and talk movies over there, LexxExpress Plus. But right now, tonight, I can tell you we're talking about everything. So whatever conversation piece you got, bring it in. Oh, Chronicle, the Chronicles movie. I haven't seen it, but you know that director, that his name was, I think, Josh Tank. He's the one that got signed on to do the Fantastic Four movie with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan. And guess what happened with that movie? Creative differences between 20th Century Fox and the director, and that's why the movie was heavily edited and cut out from his version. He had a different vision for what he wanted the movie to be, and they butchered it. But originally, they brought him in just like WB brought Zack Snyder. They brought him in and they wanted him to do the Fantastic Four universe. And they didn't want to lose the rights to the movie, so the movie was like in production and they like forced it out without his blessing of the cut that they chose. It was a shit show. Well, he just really wanted a dark tone like Chronicle. Waiting for that final boss. What up, Lino? Yeah, man, I don't know if we're going to get that final boss, my boy. Not this year. We're probably going to get it next year. I'm playing as Braun Strowman. Yeah, I'm doing these challenges. I'm trying to catch up on the weekly towers while we're here streaming. Guys, if you love wrestling, man, if we have any wrestling fans in the cut, which I know everyone here for the most part is, you guys love wrestling, subscribe to the channel, join the community. Don't miss out on another stream. Not only do I stream WWE 2K, but I play other wrestling games as well, some of the older ones. And I watch wrestling live with you guys Fridays and Friday night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw. Sometimes we do AEW. We also do the pay-per-views. All things wrestling, we cover it in video and on stream. So just letting y'all know, putting myself out there, welcoming you guys to the community. Favorite wrestler of all time, man. I don't even got to think twice. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Iron Man match. Got to earn at least 90 faction points. Okay. I hate when I get on app on my console and it crashes the console. Oh, yeah, man. That's been happening, huh? But thanks, guys. Everyone that's been tuning in tonight and providing to the conversation, man. I appreciate y'all. Jeff Hardy's awesome. Jeff Hardy used to be in my top. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Roman Reigns has climbed up my top 10 of all time. I don't know what number to put him at right now. That'd be putting me in a lot of pressure. But I don't know what you're talking about, Don. I can't agree with you about that. You're mentioning transgender stuff being in 2K24. There's actually nothing transgender related in the game. The game is pretty still. It's still, you know, its own thing. Like I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know why you're mentioning that, if I'm honest. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So Roman Reigns, this run that he's been on since, what, 2020, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the GOAT, all that stuff that he's been doing with his characterization. Like, look at that return at SummerSlam. This guy is just... It's not just the crowd reaction, is just the level of electricity that comes with him. Like in every story he does get involved in, you feel just his presence, man. It's, you know, he has that it factor. It's not just the look, and I guess that's why I've always been drawn to him. I've always liked Roman Reigns, always. I've always enjoyed him, even when he was the big dog, when he was in the Shield. I've never been the one to say, oh yeah, Roman sucks and they're shoving him down our throat. Like, I never really cared about that. I always enjoyed him. But this evolution, you know, to where he's at now, it's fascinating to see. And it's been so enjoyable as a fan. I love it. Can't get enough. He doesn't need to talk. The crowd goes nuts. Exactly. No, Joe Hendry's your favorite. I like Joe Hendry. We've already done that, bro. Keep up the good content. Thank you, Misery. I appreciate that. Just wanted to you know, put it out there just in case. Oh, what the? Oh, okay. I thought it was over because it was a battle royal. Oh, it's an Iron Man match. I thought the match was over. I'm tripping. Are you a WWE guy or do you? I don't really mess with the independent stuff all like that. The most independent stuff that I could possibly, say that I enjoy is TNA and AEW from time to time. I don't have nothing against the independent stuff, but like, I'm very WWE heavy, and I have no problem in admitting that because I just love the production level. The glitz and the glamour. I don't have anything to hide, honestly. It's really the stories and the character work and the promos and the backstage segments is what got me into wrestling and what's kept me around. The reason Jeff Hardy's my favorite because when I was getting into wrestling in 2012, he was in his prime in TNA. He did a lot of good things for TNA, but man, Jeff Hardy, he could have been so much bigger. Talking about a star that was, he definitely blossomed and got very big, but he didn't stay up there as long as I would have hoped. Hopefully later as elite figures and bundles all in one pack. Imagine, I mean, they've been trying to promote those elite figures, so I wouldn't be surprised if they'll do some sort of bundle with some additional locker codes. He just needs some work on the mic back then. Yeah, exactly. And that came with time. Because look at his pauses right now. Like, if you look at his demeanor and how he moves his body language and how he talks his crap during the matches and the way he looks at the camera, like, timing is key, and I feel like he's just nailed it. He's very, very comfortable in the zone he's in, and it's visible. It's clearly visible. Jericho deserves top 10 convo. Yeah, I know a lot of people will put him in the top 10. I wouldn't, because I've never been a fan of Jericho like that. Nothing against the guy. He's just not really my type, but he is good. I recognize his ability. I loved wrestling from 12 to 19. I got burnt out, got back into it last year, love it again. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay to take breaks. That's one thing that I've always really preached on this channel, and I'm constantly talking about. Wrestling fans feel like they got to watch every single week, every single minute, every single episode. If not, they're not a real fan. If not, they're not diehards. They don't realize that you really get burnt out. I get burnt out from it, and I freaking talk about it every day on the channel. I give you that, bro, even though Vince was on top of that. You see this? I own this. It's all mine. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like that whole demeanor, bro. Like everyone's been saying now online, that aura. He got that aura. You're trying to love other people so you can make up a top 10? Well, who else you got on your list? When is Rhea getting her championship back? Well, they're trying to put over Liv Morgan, but the end game is for Rhea to win the belt. I just don't know when that's happening, but she's on her little revenge tour, as she called it. And it starts with Damian Priest and her tag teaming. Man, who would have thought, right? Damian Priest losing the title made him one of the biggest baby faces in the company and a top baby face on Raw. Ooh, look at how I just tossed Roman Reigns. That was dope. I actually did talk about Vince McMahon the other day while we were watching NXT. A lot of people are scared to mention his name, and a lot of people hate, everything about him so much that when they hear his name, like, they just want to throw dirt on him without, really paying attention to the fact that the reason why a lot of people are watching wrestling, is because of him.
Who?
Vince McMahon.
Oh.
Like mentioning his name now is like mentioning the boogeyman. We're about to send Dom to the shelf. Yeah, man, that storyline is very entertaining. Very entertaining. The two OGs from the original Judgment, they got kicked out. Yeah, full circle. Remember, they kicked out Edge like that. they got a good idea of what they're doing. Ken Kennedy was supposed to get a big push, but he got injured. Then he got busted for drugs. Yeah, his career could have been a lot bigger for sure. Do you have a favorite wrestling match? Man, I always think about the ones that I watched when I was a lot younger, because unless I go watch some highlights or revisit something, it's hard for me to remember everything, especially watching week to week. Like, you could ask me what match I liked from like Raw 2 weeks ago, and I'm not even going to remember what matches took place for the most part. And I know that's kind of sad, but that's just kind of like, it's just overwhelming in terms of knowledge. But, you know, to answer your question, I love The Rock and Hogan at WrestleMania. I love Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, whichever one, doesn't matter. I love The Rock and John Cena. And if you want to talk about like smaller matches, I love Kevin Owens and John Cena, CM Punk. No, those are still big matches. What am I talking about? Smaller matches, I could say like Jeff Hardy and CM Punk, or Christian and Randy Orton. I like those those basically. Every faction has a time scale. Only DX did well. Yeah, you know, well, Judgment Day could come back together eventually. My favorite match is the Hardy Boys versus Dudley versus Edge and Christian. Oh yeah, that's another greatest of all time. But remember, the reason they kicked Edge out was because of Finn Balor. You're right. You're right. It was because of Finn Balor. You're right, Kev. They give the original Bullet Club leader a final push before he leaves the company and gets signed by Tony. Tony has been taking everybody, bro. Ace was in here talking about how WWE is going to be taking everybody from TNA without even like acknowledging the fact that AEW has really taken everyone from New Japan. They're using New Japan as a farm system. Shane versus Kane ambulance match. Bro, Shane McMahon, you could pick any of Shane's matches. Any Shane McMahon matches are dope. His coast to coast with the trash can, iconic. I mean, I'm happy that I got to see Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles in Orlando at WrestleMania a couple years ago. That was amazing. Oh, how about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? Kurt and Shane? Yeah, bro. Kurt Angle's another one that you could pick. So many matches. He is a wrestler all day. I wish he had more title runs, and his match with Kurt. Hell yeah. Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania. Well, I'll specifically pick the one at SummerSlam. I feel like their last match at SummerSlam, the end all be all, that was the best match they put together. Jeff versus Punk isn't a small match. Well, at that time, you know, CM Punk wasn't what he is today. That's when he was just getting his start, you know, and Jeff was putting him over. But you're right. It isn't. My favorite is HBK and Taker. Bad Blood, Kane debut, classic match. That's a good one. What do I think the new packs will be about? Probably some Persona cards in there. I did a video talking about it, Bray, with the new update. Brock versus Taker, Hell in the Cell. Damn, I don't even remember that shit. I was so upset when Punk retired Jeff. That was crazy. I know. I was a little upset too because I didn't think Jeff was gone, but I wasn't as aware as I am now with some of the stuff on social media. They give their... I don't know who you're talking about. Are you talking about Fit Finley's son? The original leader? Actually, no. I don't know who the original leader. I'm sorry. Brock versus Kurt Angle. That's another justifiable one. I mean, bro, there's just so many good matches you could pick. The Rock and Stone Cold. Oh my God, how could I forget? The Rock, any of the Rock and Stone Cold match. Well, not the one that I think it was Stone Cold cheated to win. I thought that was bullshit. Vince McMahon helped him win. That shit was annoying. I went back and I rewatched that recently, and I'm like, what?
At WrestleMania, he fought.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I didn't remember that. Who's your Rushmore? You need to pick one from following eras: WCW, WWF, WWE, and AEW. Oh, so that's not eras. That's really just companies. WCW, I'll say Hollywood Hulk Hogan. It's either Hollywood Hogan or Sting for me, but I'll say Hollywood Hogan for WCW. WWF, Stone Cold. WWE, you guys are gonna be surprised because I'm not a John Cena guy, man. I'm not a John Cena guy. I know a lot of people will pick John Cena, but with WWE, I'm going Roman Reigns. And AEW, I'll say Cody Rhodes. Not Cody Rhodes, huh? Wait, what did you say?
The 4 pillars.
The 4
breaker.
Yeah. Nah. I gotta break. AEW, I'm gonna go Kenny Omega. That's my guy for AEW. Or MJF. You could even say MJF, but nah, I'll go Kenny Omega. I know, rank play rewards on the card market. That would be dope, Bray. I agree. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, their feud was iconic for sure. That promo package was fire, though. Stone Cold and The Rock. Yeah. My way on the highway. Swerve, you always liked. My problem with Swerve is that ever since he won the belt, man, I feel like they haven't capitalized. Mox versus Seth Rollins, 2014, Hell in a Cell. Banger. I don't even remember the match, but I remember loving it. I don't remember the match, I'm sorry. But I do remember loving it because Seth Rollins, when he shows up and shows out like on the pay-per-views, like he does really good on Raw consistently, but when like pay-per-views, Seth, he's elite, bro. He's really good. Have you ever watched the Silver Spoon segment? Which one's that one? You gotta detail it for me, bro, because even if I did watch it, I wouldn't even know, like.
What energy in this arena tonight. I'm getting goosebumps. And Strowman once again facing his competition's wrath.
Lex, I just got Nikita Lyons to get the solo SummerSlam. Oh, shit. Nice. Bro, Taker versus Bray promo was insane, and his promo with Braun. My problem with Bray is that he always lost. What up, Madness Wrestling? How's it going? Man, I love that you guys are discovering the channel tonight. I don't know what's going on. The algorithm is hitting, and we got a lot of new viewers. I hope you guys subscribe and join the LexxExpress community. Just know that I'm grateful that you guys were able to jump in here and join the conversation. What's your favorite underrated WWE pay-per-view? I like all the classics. Like, you know, I used to love when they would do like No Mercy. I'm glad they brought back Backlash. Judgment Day. Wait, what? What's wrong, brother? You look like you have seen a ghost. What a line. What? What? What are you talking about? Cyber Sunday was cool. I like Cyber Sunday. What up, Tristan? How's it going? Unforgiven, yes. Like, I like those older ones. Love how they would go all out with the old stages. Yeah, you know, I wish they brought that back for at least pay-per-views. I don't care about Raw and SmackDown, but I would love the fact if they brought that back for pay-per-views. The promo line from Bray to Braun. You never seen it? Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? I don't remember, dude. I don't remember. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I would have to watch a clip and like really sit there and reminisce and relive it. I have a cool LA Knight US Championship from Community Creations made by Grim. Nice. I'll tell you what, I'm really happy that LA Knight won the US title. That was so cool. The one by Cody? Yeah, but where did Cody do it? Who was he talking to? Set up the scene for me, man. You got to freshen me up. You need Nikita to get the solo card. Oh, I thought you said you got him, Bray. I don't know what the hell you were talking about. AJ Styles versus MJF. When did they fight? I like that NXT has brought back a lot of the classic WWE and WCW shows. Oh, you guys remember like Fully Loaded? Do I remember Unforgiven 2007? I know Undertaker was involved. I just don't remember the specifics. I know that was a very vague comment. I'm really bad with remembering what match where. Like, if I go back and watch it, I'll be like, oh. But Unforgiven 07, I actually wasn't watching wrestling live during that time. So I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I might have watched it back like on YouTube or something. Yeah, Bad Blood was good that they brought it back. I've seen clips of the Stevie Richards podcast, but not like I don't watch it every week. Main event was Undertaker versus Mark Henry. See, I didn't even remember him facing Mark Henry, but I know Undertaker had something to do with the show. Championship Scramble match? For what title? So much knowledge. Yeah, Stevie Richards is dope. Yeah, man, Right to Censor, they used to get under my skin, but they were freaking hilarious. So much talent in that group. Remember when Undertaker beat the Dudleys, but still buried in cement? That is crazy, bro. Like they used to come up with some of the craziest stuff back then, and they used to spend so much money on like destroying cars and property, and like the segments were heavily invested. And I feel like they've brought that back a little bit now with Triple H in charge, which is the main reason why I love the Triple H era. Because WWE, like Vince McMahon, like yeah, it was still sports entertainment, right? Like, I mean, it was still like, you know, the WWE, but it started being more sports entertainment and less of that like crazy stuff that made me love it. I still enjoyed it, but it was a different kind of joy. I feel like Triple H has brought back some of those moments where I'm like, oh my God, I remember watching shit like this when I was growing up. Yeah, the Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest tag teaming versus Liv and Dom, that's going to be such a high stakes storyline match. Even Dolph Ziggler, man, real recognizes real. Dolph Ziggler just came out recently and said, after watching Monday Night Raw to talk about it with Bully Ray, he said that he was surprised to realize that Monday Night Raw was like when he used to watch growing up. That's what he referenced, talking about how everything had a storyline and everything connected with, you know, one another in some way, shape, or form. He said that it felt like everything was all storyline. I'm the one that added, I paraphrase, I'm the one that added the attitude there. Because that's the way I feel. Edge put him in the freezer. They did a crazy spot with Barrett. Damn, I would have to go back and watch that. You know, I haven't really like gone back and watched a lot of stuff. I've gone sometimes, but mainly like a random episode. Like I haven't really sat and watched all the pay-per-views or anything. Bronson Reed, what they're doing. Oh man, Brian, have you seen what they've been doing with Bronson Reed?
I saw last time I saw him when he was attacking Seth Rollins. Like he's just attacking everybody and shit.
Yeah, Tsunami over and over and over. He did it to R-Truth and The Miz this past week. Do you like Bronson Reed? What do you think about him?
I don't hate him. He just looks like a
he hasn't won you
like
over.
It's like another Otis. But
yeah,
you know those bombs from Mario Kart, that the black and like, you got the little skull with the X on it.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me.
Nah,
just like one of those little bombs.
Yeah.
Those little pirate bombs.
And the way Michael Cole sells it, oh my God, Tsunami! Michael Cole acting like it's the end of the world. Yeah, Asuka's great. This is a zombie version of Asuka I'm using. During a storyline with Chris Jericho at AEW Dynamite, yes, I did see a clip of that fairly recently too, because he brought it up in WWE in some way, shape, or form. I did check it out. I did see that one. I know what you're talking about. Still have problem with the rope? Sometimes. Welcome to the channel, Bowser Brian. Welcome to the channel. We got Brian subscribing while talking to Brian. A lot of Brian's in the house tonight. Damn, Michin just lost like in real life. How about Braun Breaker? Are you happy Braun Breaker won the belt?
Nah, I'm
Ah,
still salty that Chad Gable didn't win
you still salty? You still carrying that salt?
it. Yeah,
I feel that. I know.
that's crazy that Chad Gable went through wars, and then they they pass up and give it to Sammy, and Sammy gives it up that easily to Braun.
Well, they went back and forth. Maybe you felt that easy. I don't know if you watched religiously or you've kept up with the clips at least, but they've been going to war every week, like interfering in each other's matches. Like it became like a rivalry almost. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Did you know Jericho accidentally really hit HBK's wife during their feud? Oh shit. No, I didn't. American Made. I think American Made is gonna get torched again by the Wyatt Six. American Made got made just to get torched. Do you think 2K will reach a sponsor deal with Logan Paul to put Prime in the ring, Matt? Probably. I mean, they've had Snickers and other companies. I think it's kind of up to Logan Paul and Prime. He did it in 08? Oh, shit.
Incoming. Big time powerbomb. Crashing down like that, having the wind knocked out of you. Never a good time for that to happen. He's returning fire. Going counter for counter. Now can it be capitalized on?
I'm all for Braun as champ. I think in the Netflix era, we're going to get Braun versus Gunther for the title. Braun is going to be a big part of going into the Netflix era. Well, I mean, yeah, the Netflix era is going to be crazy. I think I'm intrigued to see if we were talking about it on one of our recent streams. You think Netflix is going to put Monday Night Raw in 4K? That'll be crazy. Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu will be crazy. Yep. What about Jacob Fatu, Brian? You like him?
Oh, do I like him? That motherfucker. He's making Solo look bad.
He's too good, right?
He's too good, yeah.
That dude's a beast, bro. I love when he does that jump off of the corner, that he jumps on the rope and then does
Think
like
he's better than everybody, better than the Usos, everybody.
Nah, he is. He is. Nah, well, I'm not, I wouldn't lie. I know he's better than Roman in the ring. From what we've seen, at least. Yeah, but even if the Prime logo has been added during the WWE PLEs, putting it in the WWE game, there's a lot of copyright hurdles they would have to get through. Tristan, you missed me. Why haven't you tuned in, Tristan? We've been here, bro. He hit her full force in the mouth when HBK ducked. Damn, did he break any bones? They might possibly do 4K Netflix era. That'll be dope. If they do 4K HDR for WWE, that'll be... That alone is a plus.
Can they even do that?
Well, Netflix, everything is, you know, they like putting everything in 4K and shit for their service. It'll be WWE would have to change all their cameras, I think. The main event of Bad Blood is Punk versus Drew, Hell in a Cell. Says who, man? Y'all read too many spoilers. Why y'all reading about Bad Blood? We haven't even done Bash at Berlin.
Nah, they're not gonna do a non-title main event.
When was the last time we had a non-title main event like that? Well, the champion has been involved, but the title wasn't defended. I don't know, man. I think Bad Blood, I thought it might be CM Punk and Seth Rollins at Bad Blood. I thought Bash at Berlin might be Drew versus CM Punk. Joe Hendry, NXT champion. I think he's going to be fighting for the title. I don't think he's going to be champion. That would be pretty revolutionary, though. An outside performer. Roman versus Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood. Why are we going to rush it, though? Roman's going to be at Survivor Series. Bad Blood is not. I don't know if Bad Blood is in the cards. When is Bash at Berlin? It's 1 p.m. and I think it's August 31st if I'm not mistaken. Triple H and Shawn Michaels was a non-title match. Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible, but well, if Roman is not fighting at Bad Blood, then yeah. The biggest storyline is definitely CM Punk and Drew. But Seth as well. You got to keep in mind, can't forget about Seth.
It's going to be Seth versus Bronson Reed.
I think Bronson Reed is getting built up for Braun Breaker, so Braun Breaker could beat him. That's all they've been doing with Bronson Reed so far. Umaga was the original tribal chief before Roman. I know, that's what everybody's posting now because he used to come out with the same little red flowers. I know they're not called flowers, but. What? An error communicating with the My Faction servers. After winning that match, man, that shit. What was that all about? Oh, wait, we got the win. Okay, it worked. I was a little scared. What's the main event going to be for... Oh, I was going to say, what's the main event going to be for Bash at Berlin? It's going to be Gunther. That's a no-brainer. It made their feud even more personal. Damn. Prime Station and 2K25 and throwing bottles. Oh, GTS. That's a good point. That's a good idea. Did you guys see NXT and William Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, won the cup? Tristan mentioned it? Oh, yeah. We need that Prime Hydration Station. Tristan did mention it. That's a good idea, Tristan. I didn't read up top. She made a joke saying, is that the best you can do? Oh, wow. So she took it like a champ, huh? Yeah, Legends 2 is another pack that they got coming out. Chase U, you're going to give it to Ridge Holland and Andre Chase? Have you guys heard of when the new announcer's coming to WWE?
You must find ways to use the harsh confines and the sheer size of the cage to your advantage. Throw your opponent into, maybe even off of the cage.
NXT moves to the CW network October 1st. Oh, yeah. And SmackDown going to USA Network September 13th. October is when he's coming. I'm really scared about that, bro. This is my favorite lineup WWE has had as announcers.
Cool. Who's coming?
They just signed an ESPN commentator. like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's going to make his debut as a SmackDown announcer like in October. But I just hope that it doesn't mess the dynamic, because to me, like, yes, I always loved the icons, JR and Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. Obviously, that's like the dynamic duo, and that's more than obvious. But I'm talking about, like, for multiple shows, this is the best crew that they've had since, to me, since JR and Jerry the King Lawler. Because on SmackDown, you got Vic Joseph and Booker T. They got good chemistry, and I love Booker T. I mean, on NXT, I'm sorry, yeah. NXT, you got Booker T and Vic Joseph. On SmackDown, you got Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. Love that. And then on Raw, you got Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. And then for pay-per-views, they've added Corey Graves, Pat McAfee, and Michael Cole. September 2nd, he starts, and Cole goes to SmackDown. What are they going to do with Pat McAfee? I thought Michael Cole was working with Pat McAfee.
Yeah, but he's a part-timer anyways.
Well, I thought he just recently announced that he'd stay there. Even though with the college football stuff. I wish to, GTS. I like Wade Barrett. Demon Finn Balor Persona card, that would be nice. Wait, Straight Edge, you gotta help me, man. I'm confused.
Sure why though, Michael. She seemed to have it really cinched in. And elusive Bailey there.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. And I love how Wade Barrett has been trying to calm down Drew McIntyre, like at the pre-shows and stuff, and the post-shows. When they go to Netflix, Raw will be Cole and Pat. All right, so they're gonna do a test run with the new announcer on Raw. They haven't announced Cole and his partner. Also, Pat McAfee is going to take a break. I thought Pat McAfee said he wasn't leaving. Wade Barrett said he wants to go back in the ring. What about Nick Aldis, bro? Nick Aldis is super jacked up, and he's just there playing the GM role. The roster for 2K25 is going to be sick. Yeah, it is.
She's making that ascension up the cage. Takes incredible guts to make this climb. Not many places for her to go now. She's scaling the cage wall. Boom! And she is down. My God. That was rough, even for someone tough like her.
We're out. Yes, sir. Got the win. Oh, that's crazy that they get him involved, though. That'll be super cool. They need to add Triple H DX. I know. I don't know why they don't have that. Look at Keon. Parduki. What up, Keon? Where you at, bro? We tried getting Carter in the cut, but he said he was taking a dump and he sold out. Yo, for those of you watching the stream in the short format, we're just 1 like away from 20. All you got to do is double tap the screen, like it up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Don't miss out on another stream or video. We cover all things wrestling on the channel. Let's see what our subscriber count is right now. Ooh, we just crossed 13,500. We're at 13,505. Thank you for subscribing, guys. He fell in the toilet. I know, bro. He was capping so hard. He's like, oh, I'm in the toilet. I'm in the toilet. They needed to get Nick in there, some authority type stuff. I think eventually they should lead to it. We had 20 just liked it up. Let's go. Do you think we will get 5 people entrances? I doubt it. They should for the bloodline, though. They might sell on that. I'm not worried about getting Taker 20 Persona card oddities. Yeah, man. The way they've done the Persona cards. What happened with the oddities, though? That kind of went away, didn't it? The oddities was like a straight trash concept. You had to win all these oddities to get the card. Joe is a wrestling fan? Wait, who are we talking about? Samoa Joe? Or Joe Hendry? I don't know. You said Joe. That's kind of generic. Literally.
Who believes in Joe Henry?
Straight edge. New WWE announcer? Oh, okay. Joe is a wrestling fan. So the new announcer is an actual wrestling fan. All right, cool. So that might be dope. Because I was really worried if he wasn't, bro. They be getting some of these guys that are not real. Well, bro, you remember how much we didn't like Kevin Patrick? That's why I'm scared. Because right now the lineup they got is so special. Kevin Patrick was, oh my God. I feel so bad for even saying this out loud. I've never been so happy for someone getting let go, bro. DLC 4, yeah, man. DLC 4, the global pack. You're still playing Star Wars, Brian?
Yeah.
Man, you loving that shit, huh?
Yeah, I think I should be pretty close to the end. I just beat like the second hand
Yeah, right hand man.
like the right hand man, yeah, of the main villain.
Okay. Pat McAfee, Jim Ross 2.0. I don't know about that, but he's good. Patrick wasn't bad as an interviewer. No, he definitely wasn't bad as an interviewer or even as like the pre-show host. But the full show, that shit was tough. They haven't added really anything to get oddities, just basically buy packs. That's so garbage, bro. Brian, you're on that hot streak right now.
Cool.
Trying to finish the game. You're on that run.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I would have muted my ass already or left the party playing the... I know you'd be turning my voice down a little bit.
No, I have it like even because of the Astros.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you got the surround sound. Remember when Coachman was an announcer? Coachman was all right. You know, Coachman reminded me a lot of like Byron Saxton, Cornballs.
Like you miss Taz?
You know, I never really liked him, but he's all right. He's not bad. He's not bad. Like I've seen his AEW stuff. He's definitely one of the better announcers they have in AEW. I would welcome him back to WWE. You know, TNA, they have not Todd Matthews. They have Tom what is it, Hafford? He used to be an announcer for WWE. And they got, you remember Aiden English that used to come out with Rusev?
Yeah, I think so.
That he used to be is like, it's Rusev Day.
Oh, yeah.
He's the announcer for TNA. How would Tony do in WWE? Which Tony? Tony Khan. The ex-torturing coach and Mr. McMahon. Yeah, that was awesome. Vince McMahon will always be a legend. He built WWE from nothing into a global powerhouse for 40 years. But who said otherwise, Tristan? Why would you randomly just say that?
He's probably, when you were talking about Vince McMahon earlier, his shit's probably behind.
Hit live, Tristan. Hit live.
Is ready for Asuka.
I don't really think this is the most opportune time to be looking for the fans' praise. This is likely going to have adverse effects on her. She's only aggravating her competition at this point.
Side kick on the mark. Ooh, stinging kick. Wraps the arm into a takedown. Armbar applied.
Will they? And she lets her free.
But the damage was certainly done, Michael. Ouch.
Tony Schiavone. Yeah, Tony Schiavone's dope. How would he do in WWE? He doesn't like WWE, but he's good.
Third torso area. And we see the tension being put on the torso area.
Cinching in a waist lock, but right hands manages to fight out with a series of punches. Reciprocating the...
That's one of my all-time favorites. The octopus stretch. Submission locked in. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Is she going to tap out?
She can't take it anymore. She taps
Lucha
out.
Bros. Yeah, I saw Lucha Bros are going to be free agents. What's going on with Asuka? Is she coming back to TV? She got injured, remember? She had surgery, I believe. Tessitore said he wants to call a Hell in a Cell match. Who's that?
Eventually took its toll on the queen.
Certainly a bit of vengeance dished out by
You were
Asuka
saying
tonight.
something earlier? Oh, okay, Tristan. Damn. Okay. Tristan, you were right, Brian. He was mentioning Vince because of what I said earlier, he says. I was like, damn, he said that shit random as hell. He's like on a whole, like, that was like an hour ago, I think. 6-man tag. Win the match and earn 60. Yeah, she had gotten injured, and I think the injury was pretty bad that she had to get surgery.
And here's a match where teamwork is extremely important. It's going to take a lot of communication for a team to
The
navigate
announcer
this
added an extra INT.
All it can take is one miscue to really put your team behind the 8 ball. The best advice you can get is to listen to your corner at all times.
single leg drop.
My favorite Booker T moment was when he messed up that one promo Hulk Hogan and said, "We coming for you." That's your favorite moment? Nah, mine is when Stone Cold is beating him up at the grocery store.
And Jimmy able to reverse that.
That or whenever he would do the spinneroonie thinking he was hard as hell and shit. Like, it was just always funny when he would do it, like, flexing.
All the way over here.
Oh, and an elbow caught him.
Booker T's a legend, man. I love Booker T. You know that, like, that's one of the things that I really love that when I went to Royal Rumble, I was standing, like, right behind him. I felt like such a little kid, bro. I kept shouting out for him. That shit must have been annoying for him. I was like, Book!
To this type of match, doesn't it, Corey?
Absolutely, Cole. In a 6-man tag match, the pace can get absolutely...
Attention shoppers. That's can whoop ass on aisle 5. I love that shit, bro. And when he throws the milk all over him and shit.
You can lose the match.
You know that Sting said that's like one of the reasons why he didn't want to go to WWE, though.
Upon counter, great minds think alike.
Solid connection.
We could thank Stone Cold and Booker T in that segment.
The ref still
Yeah, we're getting an apple with the Carlito pack. King Booker is your favorite moments? Okay.
Oh, man, by the skin of his teeth. Jeez, what a way to make us sweat.
Rollins got quite the lead.
Yeah, he was so oblivious as King Booker T, man.
His bloodlust a bit with that assault. Right in the breadbasket.
Big time hammer fist.
Whoa, not quite yet.
And he retaliated.
DDP stalker gimmick was okay.
This could be over. He's got it locked in.
I actually don't remember much of it. I know I saw pieces of it, though.
Looking to free the arm and does just that.
What happened, bro? Wake up.
Trading counters, an absolute masterclass.
What about when Undertaker took Stephanie McMahon?
Shoulder up before the count.
What a kick out.
Able to counter.
Braun Strowman hoisting him up.
One thing that I could say that I remember and reminisce a lot about, you know, when it comes to wrestling is like the wrestler names. I used to like when the wrestlers had like unique names,
Drives him down with a cutter.
like nicknames and shit.
Loading his opponent. Man, earth-shattering.
Wish we would have got that Bobby Lashley versus Batista match in 06. Man, I wish we would have gotten a decent Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley feud.
Don't ever doubt the tenacity.
The Big Balboski. Yeah, that's Val Venus. Hello, ladies.
Free the arm and does just that.
Jake the Snake Roberts. Well, yeah, I mean, that was still like the name with the nickname. But I mean, like, just a full-blown, like, Kane, Undertaker, Stone Cold, like, shit like that.
Kick to the gut. Ooh, brutal forearm.
Raw pulled in 1.8. Shit. The big guy. Ryback. Ryback is not really a name, you know? Ryback. Yeah, they said the big guy. You know, The Rock.
That's a big victory for these three here today.
That's why I like so much, like, the Tribal Chief.
Pay window, but a victory like this makes the winner's purse all that much sweeter.
CM Punk, even. Maybe I'm just a little too old school. Highest Raw view since after Mania, really? Oh shit, we got Ivy now. Nice. I got a long way to go, man. Lex, will Zilla be a face or heel? It depends who he joins, but everybody's talking about Zilla, man. He just won that Booker T Reality of Wrestling Championship. I don't think he's coming to WWE anytime soon. He still needs to train. He still needs to, you know, he still needs to blow up. Like, he got to get it together before he could go to WWE. Forcing him to go to WWE is like, I don't know. You don't really want to rush that, right? It could hurt him in the future. Look at what happened with Solo Sikoa. Got rushed into the main roster, and he's not bad. I like Solo. I think he's good, but like, look at the difference between him and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is a seasoned veteran, obviously. You should play WrestleMania 18 and 19 GateCube games. I wish I had those. Wish we got a regular season mode. Man, you and me both, Kev. I keep talking about that, man. I'm hopefully speaking it into existence. I don't know what it's going to take for them to realize that. They need to switch it up. We don't want universe mode anymore, my guy. And if we are going to keep universe mode, they got to add layers to it. Well, I think that's part of his gimmick too, GTS. Road to WrestleMania. I enjoyed Road to WrestleMania. I like all that shit. I saw Uso's other brother in a movie. Mankind did it, making good. His character is different. Yeah, Mankind. You guys are gonna laugh at me, but when I was a kid growing up, I thought Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, like, I had the biggest, like, oh my god moment when I realized they were all the, you know, played by the same guy. Like Mankind, Mick Foley, and all that. Cactus Jack, Dude Love. Like, Dude Love, I think I had already known, but Halle Berry says Ryan Reynolds never asked her to cameo as Storm. I don't know why was ever. I don't think he ever said he did, anyways. My idea for a Bloodline War Games is Roman, Usos, and Sammy versus Solo, Fatu, and the Tongas. Also have The Rock be special enforcer and Rikishi as ref. Damn, that's like the ultimate match, right? I don't think they're gonna do that though. That'll be too much. Guys, what an epic stream, man. We got 7 new subscribers. So many viewers came in and tuned in and pitched into the conversation. It was a blast. We hit 3 hours. I am very much satisfied. I don't want the energy to fall off because I feel it. I'm about to fall off. So I'm going to end it here, and tomorrow afternoon we'll be back with another one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun talking about, you guys know me, man. If you guys have tuned in long enough, when I get distracted and start talking movies, I could ramble on for a long time, and then you mix it up with classic wrestling conversations, and it's like we'll be here all day and all night. Remember when Foley fought Triple H and Mankind and Dude Love was on the screen at the same time? Damn, I don't remember that actually. I remember that Mankind went backstage in one of the matches and he like switched. Peace out, Brandon. You too. Peace out, GTS. Peace out, Straight Edge. Good night, Bray. Jason, Kev, Donnell. Everyone that tuned in, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow.